Okay, really quick, because I know you probably looked at the timestamp and you're like, why are you talking, Aaron? But don't look at the timestamp if you haven't already. It's very long. I just really wanted to thank Logan Spalding for the incredible fan art we got. Our first ever fan art. Thank you so much. It's incredible. We've named a character after you, named Grem, who you will hear later in the episode. And then we've also named another character after a follower and a social media share on Twitter, Genbo Santor. Thank you so much. These Ardania lulls, or these asides, will typically take a little bit longer than our normal episodes. We really enjoyed doing it, and we hope you do too. Cue that music.
I'm gonna have to...
That's gonna blow the fuck
Christ.
out of the sound.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reduce all that noise. Welcome to the Ardania Lull second episode, everybody. For that big D&D energy, I am your co-host, Aaron Mann, your favorite DM, here with Scott Shoemaker.
Hey, how we doing, folks? This is that big D&D.
No, you introduce your character. We've been through this so many fucking times. We've been doing this for a year now.
I apologize.
A whole ass year.
Guess what? Guess what, folks? Nesran fucked up a little bit, so, hi, I'm Nesran. I apologize. Welcome to that big D&D.
That answered me.
Fuck off, alright?
Next in the order, Dustin Sutton.
Hey everybody, this is your favorite country boy, beer drinking, swelling, ass kicking machine Candyman, and I'm here, like always, to fuck shit up.
See, Nezran, you should be more like Candyman in that regard.
Can we do mine? Can we do mine over?
You should be more
Nope, it's done. It's too late. Next to the order.
Listen, my name is Nesran, and blah 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 blah.
Wow, so solid.
Good job.
Yeah, we'll get that in post. Next in the order, we've got Wesley Van Hoosen.
Hey, I'm your little baby Arrows.
That's a new one. That's
actually pretty solid.
I enjoyed it.
Actually.
Cool. Next in the order, we've got Allison Mann.
Hello, this is Flint Frostbeard, and, well, I think I have Alzheimer's.
We will see.
Shit.
I don't know.
What year is it?
It's pretty dark. Yeah, what year is it?
I forgot!
In this made-up mythical universe that I've never told you what year it is. What year is it?
1915?
Nailed it. Cool. So let's do a little bit of a recap to see where you guys currently are. Let me pull it up here. After successfully stopping the water goddess Umberly in her crazed water elemental rage, she reverted back to her normal form. At that point, the goddess Ashera showed up and revealed that the two were sisters, further explaining that Umberly had tried to control the Trident Materia. Umberly chimed in that she would have used the Materia for good, but was unable to control it, and became imprisoned by the very thing that she sought out. Neither, though, could verbally explain any more to you, and warned that any further discussion on the matter would result in, quote, trouble. Umberly thanked the party profusely and promised to get Tejas back on track to having water cover the land. You traveled by boat all the way down. Yeah, all the way down a waterway. Out of the portal between the Fae and Tejas, where the sand wall used to be and was replaced by a giant cloud. And a massive celebration took place for the heroes of Tejas that brought water back to their lands. Even the local gangs had a change of heart and joined in. The next morning, you were summoned by the Queen to Tejas Tower Palace, and that's where you are now. You've walked in, that gnome butler you saw before and made fun of his height, led you into the throne room where the large war table is, and sitting at the head of the table is obviously Queen Angela Oakley. Sitting to her right is Howe, and sitting to her left is Darren Edermath, who you'll remember had that apple orchard way back when in Phandalin. That is a silent sentinel. And Howe looks at all of you as you enter the throne room and says, "Well, I understand you've all been quite busy."
You're damn right we have been.
Busier than two jackrabbits helping each other in front of a tree trying to fight over a carrot top. That's what we're too busy. That's what busy is.
Jesus
Oh
H.
my.
Christ. Almighty Argental! I apologize for that. That was fucked up. Amen.
Can you curse in a prayer?
Yes.
You can now.
I approach ahead of the party and I go, thank you very much for your gracious applause.
Nobody.
And then I
nobody
walk
is
to the back of the
applauding.
party. Absolutely.
Nobody is applauding right now. However,
Hey, buddy. It's the next day.
I believe. So House says, nobody is applauding. And then the queen stands up and says, well, I mean, in lieu of applause, I guess I should really thank you for your invaluable service. And in return, we're going to give what resources and military we can spare while rebuilding Tejas to the Silent Sentinels. And Hal chimes in, says, thank you, that is an invaluable piece that you've provided for the Silent Sentinels in the right direction, as the Warforged, as I was saying, is amassing an army in Praphalan, and they are currently also searching for the materia that this party, I'm assuming, has in their possession?
Goddamn right we do.
God
And
damn it, Candyman.
I take a step forward and I go, we do? We have it.
That's good. And I'm assuming it's tucked away safe in the satchel I gave you, correct?
I salute. I try to stick it out of my pocket and be like, yeah, it is, to put it into the satchel.
It's
It's not in your pocket.
It's not in your
Candyman.
pocket.
Put your dick. Candace, put
For
your
what it's
dick
worth.
away.
It's not
Eros
in
just
your
spreads
pocket.
his legs. All right, hang on. Let me get it out of there.
Jesus Christ.
And as you know, Hal mentions the materia, and you say that you have it. Darren Edermath chimes up and says, "Good. We'll need every bit we can get in the war efforts against the Warforged. That's going to be an absolute boon to our advantage." Now, what exactly happened? What did y'all go through to procure that materia?
I think that perhaps Candyman, the native son of this land, the prodigal son of this land,
The butler goes, "Woo!
Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah!"
could explain it better than I. I am a stranger here, so Canty, what happened?
And then you go through the process of explaining.
And saved by the dungeon
Because
master.
doesn't fucking son live?
You all go through the process, each of you individually go through the process of explaining in detail what you have been
It all
through.
started when I learned how to sail a boat.
It all started when I fucked Candyman's mother.
And as you finish up the story, Darren Edermath is kind of reeling at the fact that he says, you all came face to face with a goddess, like a literal goddess. Am I right
came face-
in saying that?
Yeah, and I charmed the hell out of that goddess. Let me tell you what.
Oh, really? Did you
did.
now? Wow. That's... as you see... Fucking, you see... He sees Flint in the background shaking his head no. He winks at Flint and says, Right. So, well, in any event, well done in bringing back the materia. You are all better adventurers than I ever could hope to be. That is quite the feat. It will definitely help us in whatever effort we put toward the Cataclysm, the Warforged, on both fronts. It's going to be like two separate wars, basically. Then Hal chimes in and says, "We will return with all of you post-haste to Ardania to submit the current piece of materia that you have so that it doesn't endanger anyone else."
Listen,
It's
I
important.
don't submit to no one.
You agreed to this. This is not something you're submitting to.
He has Alzheimer's. It's fine.
Yeah, we're good.
Cool.
What day is it?
Wait, no, yeah, it's Friday. Yeah, no, we understand, sir.
Perfect.
It's up.
Fuck.
But
We gotta get some
I
beers
haven't
in us.
eaten for a whole
I'll
week.
get you.
no, you
Stop, you have.
you just came from breakfast.
Just had breakfast. I know you forgot, but we had it. You had eggs, sausage, and bacon. All right, no, sit down.
Peacock delicacies.
Egg, sausage, bacon, tuna. So there we go.
Yep. And Howe says, but before we go, I believe some goodbyes are in order. And she turns as she's standing to a little bit further into the throne room. You see, coming from behind a pillar,
Jesus
you
Christ.
see your mom, Candyman, pushing Trish in a wheelchair, and you see Poe, the leader of the Shinobi Stragglers, pushing your sister, Haley Candy, in a wheelchair as well. They are both in wheelchairs. And Haley Candy says, well, ain't this a sight? Look at us! 2 birds of a feather. I mean, I'm gonna be able to, walk again and all that stuff. I'm gonna stop talking now. How are you? Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. And I wanna lean in. I wanna lean into both Haley and Trish and say, but I don't want obviously them to hear them. I want to say, I know how powerful this materia is. I'm gonna find a way to fix this.
Hales pats you on the back, in kind of a reassuring way. And Trish doesn't really do anything. She just kind of blankly stares off into the distance, and as you kind of get up from leaning into them and talking, she says, Candy, I know you gotta go and do this, dare and do or whatever, but, I wanted to give you something before you take off. And
babe, can't give this to me in front of everybody else. We gotta go into the room. You can't do this in front
no, I definitely can give this to you right out here, baby. Shut up now. We can do that.
Show us your tits!
I ain't fucking around. Y'all better listen. This is Candyman's art right here. So
You're the one fucking interrupting you.
So she reaches into a satchel that's kind of attached to her wheelchair, and she pulls out something very tiny. It's just this tiny little box, and she hands it to you, Candy, and says, I want you to have this. Go ahead and open it. Candy, you open this little box, and inside is a ring.
I thought that the male was supposed to give the girl a ring.
Well, normally that's the case and all, but Candy, you're going to be going all over the place, and I know that you're busy saving the world or whatever, but you asked me to marry you, and I couldn't get that out of my head, so I made these. And she holds up one of her own already on her ring finger on her left hand and says, this is a ring of far speech. Whenever you want to talk, or whenever we can talk, I guess while you're out adventuring, you can talk into this ring, and I can hear you, and you can hear me.
Oh,
Thank you, boo.
so nice.
And I don't even want this on my finger. I want it as close to my heart as possible. And I want to take out the rope. I have some rope, and I want to just cut, make a little string, and wrap the ring around and put it around my neck.
Candy, she sees you do this, and she says, well, I mean, technically these are engagement rings, but I guess if you want to wear it like that, that's fine.
Hey, honey. Hey, you know I love you. Let me tell you something. These hands,
Yeah?
these are murderous weapons, and that's what they're going to stay.
Oh, no, I get it. You don't want to damage the ring. I understand. I get it.
Right, babe. But let me tell you something.
Oh.
I'll give you something real nice. I'll give you something real
Oh,
nice.
you need something real nice. Yeah, that's a beautiful. So you fucking, take out some string, you wrap it around, you make a little necklace out of it, and she says, me and Poe, we're gonna help out with the war effort here while you're gone, but, and then she starts crying a little bit, and she kind of forces herself out of the wheelchair to hug you, grab onto you, and says, you better come back to me alive, you son of a bitch, you hear me?
Hey, there ain't nothing in the world that can kill me. I'm coming back. Forever. I look at Eros, I see his roll his eyes, and I go, you shut the fuck up. Eros is like, there's some big ass fucking giants in this world, bro. They fucking kill people.
Get around!
I toddle over to Trish and hand her a hanky.
She wipes her eyes with it and sits back in her wheelchair and
gets herself comfortable and says, "All right."
Can I go over to Poe
Okay.
after I put her back down the wheelchair?
Yeah, sure,
All right,
absolutely.
I
What do
wanna
you
go
say to Poe?
And I want to say, look at me. If anything happens to Hales or
Yes.
Trish, I'll come back, and I swear to God, the first thing I'm taking is your dick.
Hey,
I'm a
that
feet. You
is
understand me?
that is acceptable. Yes,
Get
no,
it?
that's totally fine.
You
I
guard
will,
them with your life.
with my very being, of course.
With his penis.
With no, just my hands.
I yell back at Eros. Eros, you interested in Poe's penis?
Let me tell you what. I'm interested in
Oh.
I'm interested in Pose, in Tinky Winkies, in Lalas, and in Dipsies. I think I forgot one.
Stop. This doesn't get to get recorded. It
Oh,
doesn't get to get
God.
recorded.
I looked down. I'm like, all right, I just wanted the one, buddy. Just the one.
Poe, me and
God damn
you. Later.
it. No, all right. Never
Later.
fucking mind.
Oh god, yeah.
So you say this to Poe, and Hales looks up at you as you're saying this to him, and Poe is responding, and she says, "What the fuck are you talking about? He's gonna need protecting. I'm gonna be the one protecting him, you stupid son of a bitch.
I look back.
Look at me. I protected your asses. Look what I got me."
Yeah, you goddamn
And
right.
she like
actually.
moves her leg and shit, and she holds out her hand to kind of clasp hands with you and says, "Go give him hell, big brother."
Hey, like we always said when we were children, I'll fuck everybody up. And I
That's
put my
right.
hand
Fuck
on her
everybody
head.
up.
And we do a nice little headbutt, and I go, I love you, Hales.
I love you too, big
Then we
bro.
go,
Yeah.
He was I just walk kind of next to him. I'm like, it's children. You said let's fuck him up.
Yeah.
we had a fucked
100%.
up childhood.
Yeah.
Eros, what the fuck you want from me? All right.
That's what you got out of that? That's what concerns
when
you,
I was a
not
kid,
the
I got
brain
friend
damage?
That's true, yeah. And then, Candyman, your mom comes up to you and kind of like grabs both of your shoulders and looks you in the eyes, and she kind of tears up a little bit and says, "Your daddy and I, we're so proud of the man you're growing up to be. God damn it."
I know, Mama. Well, Mama, listen to me. I'm a fine dad.
I know you will, baby. I know you will.
And you're gonna be okay. Because I got these people behind me, and I look behind me, and I go, and I have a skeptical look on my face, and I turn back, I'm like, well, they're all right. They're
I just look over.
Well,
oh,
and
sorry.
They may not
Go
look.
ahead.
They may not
Go
look
ahead.
like much, Mama, but that wizard can do some shit.
I get
Pretty well.
really sentimental seeing Candyman and his mom because I have kind of been through the ringer emotionally about what I put my mom through. And so I take out my pipe of smoke shaping.
absolutely.
And this one.
Hold on 1 second.
Take a big old
You
drag
take a
and then I
hit.
just blow a heart
Oh, that's
over
beautiful.
Candyman and his mom. And then I'm like
You could
crying.
have pressed the digitated one, but no,
so
this is
fucking
the best.
sweet.
I mean, you could have.
It's so
I
beautiful.
love that. And Candyman, your mom looks at you and says, "Well, baby, we're gonna be okay. Apparently, we're gonna be well looked after. Ain't that right, Queenie?" And the Queen looks at your mom and says, "Don't call me Queenie. Yeah, actually, Candyman, your mom's bar, the Candied Lager, it's gonna be put down in history as a national treasure. We will fund the bar. We will keep it open." And your family will be well protected and well taken care of.
Good.
I promise you that.
Yeah, but all right, but that statue of me.
Statue of you?
Yeah, I want a statue of me outside the bar.
God damn it, Kansas.
You want a statue?
Yeah.
What's that? A doing of what comes naturally, you say. All right. Well, I guess we can try to make something work. I mean, with all the resources we're going to be putting every which way, we'll see what we can do about that. Hales kind of taps you on the leg, Candyman. You get down to her level, and she whispers, "I'm gonna make that shit happen. We're gonna get the biggest fucking statue of our family you've ever goddamn seen. It's gonna be made of pure fucking gold. I'm gonna make that shit happen."
Goddamn right,
Before
Hales. Put my hand back on her head, and I go,
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
You fucking Nezran. And so Howe says, if your goodbyes are done, I know this is a very heartfelt family reunion, but if your goodbyes are done, we must be getting on our way back to the shrine to submit the materia. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Good. If you'll follow me this way, and Hal and Darren start leading the way out of the palace chambers, and Hal kind of turns back, looks at the queen before you leave, and says, I'll be expecting your first shipment within the month. Is that all right? And the queen says, absolutely. We'll make it happen. And you guys depart, and you leave, and you get into the blimp that you guys have been in before, and take off from
the land of
Tejas.
Oz.
And as the land of Oz. And as you guys depart into the sky, you look down at Tejas, and it is definitely not the same as when you first arrived. You see more water pooling in throughout the cities and the sluiceways and so on and so forth. And you look out into the desert, there are already veins of water starting to appear in the driest
God, does
places.
anyone else have to piss? Shit. Damn, all this water.
Man, I was about to have an emotional moment, and then you fucking got pissed and fucking.
Arrows like,
You can
so
still have
Arrows
it.
kind of runs away to go pee.
Sure.
All this water.
So you guys...
As Eros runs away, and I see all these things that are growing, and I look back at the team, and I think this is the first time I've ever had a physical interaction that's not harmful. But I put my arm around Nezaran, and I look at Flint, and I put my arm around Flint. Then Eros, like,
I finish
give him a look,
peeing, and I come
finish
back.
peeing, he comes, and I put my arm around. And I come back and I go, I take the team and I go, this is what Tejas is supposed to be. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Hal, as you're saying that, actually says, you have all done something incredible and exceeded expectations. I never thought that you would completely change the ecosystem of Tejas itself. It seems that your destinies are all intertwined with wherever you choose to go. This is absolutely incredible. And Darren says, I've been adventuring for pretty much all of my life, and I've never seen anything like this. You are heroes in your own right, for sure.
Oh, we're intertwined, all right.
Jesus. And
I whisper
you
to Eros and I go, what the fuck's an ecosystem?
It's like it's like nature.
Shut the fuck up!
And you spend the entire
the
flight
nature.
discussing ecosystems and
I give
Literally am just shooting blasts into the atmosphere.
Oh my
That's
god.
all I'm doing.
and I teach Candyman
and-
about what an ecosystem is.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, so you're telling
you
me
all-
sunlight is what helps the plants grow?
Yes,
Is that what you're telling me?
it's called
What's that? We call-
photosynthesis.
Photosynthesize? What?
I cast fireball up above.
I'm
The
sorry.
mitochondria is actually the powerhouse of the cells, says Hal. And you all make the long journey back to Ardania.
We touch down right
you-
as I
you do have to
start
make
talking about alleles.
I actually don't know.
You actually, this portion of the journey is longer than when it took you to get to Tejas, because you notice that you need to travel around Praphalon in order to do it, as that is occupied by Warforged and whatnot. And the last time you came to Tejas, you came straight from the Praphalon Palace. As you arrive back in Ardania, it is exactly as you left it, shrouded in what seems to be almost a magical mist. And you break through the clouds and head for the palace, and you land kind of in like this courtyard area. And just like last time, you start making your way into the throne room, where you see a King Jacob Mormont III sitting atop of his throne, not dueling this time. And he sees you all enter, and he says, "Ah, good! You're finally back! I was awaiting your return. I didn't even spar today. Yes!" And he stands up and moves some knobs and levers on his throne, and the throne moves, revealing stairs that lead you into, again, the Shrine of Jergal. You see Kit Mormont down there, just doing his work, kind of trying to decipher the hieroglyphics of what is all over this shrine, explaining what the cataclysm is and whatnot. And he sees you all come in and says, "You got it? You got another one."
We have another one. Sit still, child. This is not for you at this point.
I mean, I helped you out last time. I don't know why you're being like that.
Nezzy. Hey, Nezzy, look at me. Look at Candy.
Was it a rough flight?
Yeah, Nezzy, I think, we just had a little rough terrain. Nezzy, no, we like this guy. He's good. He helped us out last time, all right? Let's bring him back in.
As he's saying that, I'm pulling out the materia, and I go, "You are skilled, but please, this calls for other hands." And as I say that, I extend my necrotic shroud and approach the shrine.
He points. He sees you pull this thing out of the bag, and everybody in the room kind of flips out a little bit, and they're like, "Whoa! Yeah, no, hold on, no. Put it in that slot right there. That slot right there." And you see.
That's what she said.
A symbol that it resembles that of a trident, and you shove it in that slot, and the stone turns, and the materia where you put it shines a bright, almost blinding light, and then it starts to recede. After the light recedes, Kit says, "All right, who would like to..." Yeah, he rubs his hand together. "Go first. I can make those items appear again, just like last time in that little crevasse over there." And he points over to a slot underneath the Shrine of Jagal that last time when you guys put your hand on the pedestal in this temple-esque area, an item would appear. So he moves some stuff around on the pedestal, and he says, "Which of you would like to go first?"
I think it should be me. I like just
good. All right, cool. Yeah, go ahead. You put your hand on it and go ahead and roll me a d20.
$18.
18.
Oh wait, no. Excuse me.
There's no modifier.
There's no modifier. I just wanted a regular d20 roll.
Oh, I'm sorry. I assumed it was initiative.
I was about to say, out of curiosity, what did you add?
It's like you look at a $10 bill. I have $20.
Give me 1 second.
What $10?
This is 20.
Let me pull this up
18.
here. You got an 18. Interesting. So a bright light shines, and it's kind of like this weird turquoise white bright light, and as it recedes, Kit runs over to grab the item, and he casts a spell to reveal what type of magic item this is, and he says, "These are the bracers of emergency preparedness." And he turns around, and you see some beautifully crafted, almost elven like bracers, Candyman. And he says, "Oh, interesting." And he sticks his finger into a pocket that doesn't look like a pocket on the bracers, but he says, "There's a small magical pocket on here that's designed into the bracers and allows you to hide something inside of the pocket, but it's magically hidden and can't be detected unless you use a detect magic spell. You also will receive a +1 bonus to AC while wearing these bracers." And he hands you this beautiful set of bracers for you to wear.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. Who's next? Flint, why don't you go next?
I toddle over and shit, I'm supposed to roll. I don't
Yeah,
have
go
to
ahead and
say
roll a
anything.
d20.
I don't have to say a fucking thing. That's a 6.
A 6. He runs over to the crevice and grabs whatever's in there. He casts a spell to try and figure out what the item is, and turns around and shows you a belt. And at the hilt of this belt, or at the very front of it, is a buckle that is that of a dwarf.
Oh.
And it looks almost like Dumathoin, that demi-dwarven god that you ran back into in Phandalin, or that statue. And he says, "This is the belt of dwarven kind." And basically, while you wear this belt, your constitution score goes up by 2, and you have advantage on any charisma or persuasion checks with dwarves. In addition to that, while attuned to the belt, which you have to do in order to make this belt work, you have a 50% chance each day at dawn of growing a full fucking beard, if you're capable of growing one.
I already have a beard.
Or a visibly, it says here, thicker beard if you already have one. So yeah, you are a dwarf. Here's the belt of dwarven kind.
Okay, thank you.
That's awesome.
Awesome. He hands the belt to you and looks at you, Eros, and says, "All right, you're up.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll that d20."
Rolling. That is a 12.
He runs over to the crevice, grabs what's in there, casts the spell, and looks at you and says, "This is," and turns around to, he's holding a lantern with a bunch of runes strewn about it, written on its surface, and he says, "This is Dimladir's lantern. While it is lit, this lantern burns for 6 hours on 1 pint of oil, shedding a bright light that is only visible to creatures within a 30-foot radius. Creatures outside of the radius of light continue to perceive the area and objects inside the radius by whatever ambient light that would normally naturally be there. But what makes this lantern special, the magical property and aura created by the lantern reveals invisible items and creatures, and objects that are visible as long as they are in the lantern's radius of light."
Wow.
So that is Dimladir's lantern, and he hands that to you.
Thank you, Kit, for my Hanukkah lamp.
Of course, so hopefully it burns, it only burns for 6 hours, but, it is what it is.
Thanks for this fucking Hanukkah lamp, bro.
Cool. So then he looks at you, Nezran, and says, "Nezran, it's your last. Well, it's up to you. What do you got? Go ahead and touch the pedestal."
13.
13. All right. Cool. So the light shines forth, and it is a bit brighter than normal as Kit makes his way up and under and grabs whatever appears and casts a spell and turns around to you, and you see this very ordinary amulet sitting in his hand, and it's got one single sapphire in the center of it. There's no etching, there's no drawing or anything like that, but you look at it, look up at him, and he says, "Interesting. This is an amulet of X-ray vision. While you wear this, you can use an action to speak its command word, which you pick. You're gonna get to pick it, whatever it is. And when you do so, you can see.
Let me see your panties.
And you have to say it at that volume. When you do so, you can see into and through solid matter for a minute. Now, it doesn't affect lead or anything that is thicker than 1 foot. So walls that are thicker than a foot, it won't see through. But you can see through solid objects, basically. Whenever you use the amulet again before taking a long rest, you must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw,
Jesus
or gain 1 level.
Christ.
Yeah, or you will gain 1 level of exhaustion. But you can use it. You can use it once a day. And he hands you.
But it's really pretty.
And he hands you this amulet, and he says, "Well, that should be a lot of fun." And says, "All right, well, I can, continue my work." And I thank you all for bringing another piece of materia here. As you guys are bringing it in, it seems that more and more of this shrine is revealing itself to me, and I feel like it's definitely becoming a work in progress. But thank you. You guys have provided me something invaluable to my work. I appreciate it.
It's no problem for us. Okay, little man. Appreciate that.
Of course. And Kit Mormon.
I look right in his eye and I go, little man.
Sure. Thanks, Candy. And Kit Mormon speaks up and he says, "Well, we have prepared some quarters for each of you. You will each get your own individual rooms here in the palace, and you will be looked after and taken care of and fed and anything you could ever possibly need that is within
Kit.
my power." Do you have a question?
Just make sure you're the one looking after me.
Me? the king? No, I have servants to let you do that. I can send you a servant to your room. How looks at all of you and says, well, you each have a new item here to help you on your journey. I do have a confession. We don't know where currently the next Materia is. I have many various groups and many different Silent Sentinel members out and about trying to find this Materia. And no, we don't know where they are. They pop up sporadically, and someone may have already found them, or they are hidden very well. Either way, these are items of incredible power. There's no way we can find them right out of the gate. So, you all do have some downtime while you are here at the palace. So, feel free, if you would like, to wander about the city, and I will call you when you are needed next. But, in the meantime, she snaps her fingers, and a servant runs forward with large bags that are jingling and clanking as they run through the shrine, and she says, each of these bags are filled with 500 gold pieces. You will each receive payment for your outstanding job. I wish we could supply more, but this is what we could provide.
It's
So do we each get 500, or do we each get?
You each get 500 individually.
So we each get 500 gold coins now.
Yes. And if you haven't already put that into your inventory, go ahead and do so. As you retire to your rooms, I would like to mention that we have taken into custody all of the Zentarum members that we believe to be traitors that led the revolution in Pravalon with the Warforged that we hurriedly left from before dropping you off in Tihas, including Halia Thornton. So you will not see her among the halls of Ardania anymore. And as she...
Kill them all.
Kill them all. And as she says that, she snaps her fingers again, and more servants appear, and she says, all right, each of you may retire to your rooms. I'm sure you are very exhausted, and you may make yourselves at home. And
I would like to sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And as she says that, and as you say that, Nazran, the servants each lead you to your individual rooms. So, Wesley, you are back in Ardania.
Yes.
Safe and sound, basically home base.
Yeah.
For you and your party. And what does Eros do now that you guys are back in Ardania and you have some time to kill?
Well, the first thing Eros is going to do is he's going to go get a damn massage, because what a trip.
Sure, fantasy massage. Gotta have it. Okay, so are you just gonna look around the town for a masseuse, or are you gonna ask anybody?
Oh no, I'm sure I've already looked up. I've already been no, I know who to go to here.
You've been in town once before, and it was for a night.
That's true. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and once we get back to our lodging, I'm gonna ask the bartenders, is there someone who can realign my entire body?
So you head to a bar then? Is that what I'm understanding?
I figured, yeah, that's usually where we all end up. So okay. I tend to assume that if I'm with the group, we're either at a bar or at a dining mess hall in a town.
Okay.
Someone's house.
Okay, so you head to a bar.
Yeah.
And when you're in the bar, I'm assuming you just walk right up to the bartender just to ask them of any local masseuses in the area.
I get a drink too. It's I'll be not. Okay. I'll be polite and actually propriet the establishment.
Okay.
Or that's not the right word. I'll make purchases. I'll support the local business and just be
Absolutely.
Hey, cute bartender, is there any,
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
massage parlor, masseuse, any kind of chiropractor, anything.
Masseuse parlor, you say? Like the people that rub on you and it feels good?
Yeah, but in a medical way.
Oh, okay. I don't think we have any of those around these parts.
That's fine.
to be
I'll
honest with you.
just take the sex ones then. I really don't care at this point.
Oh, yeah, well, there's a brothel right down the road.
Okay,
You
thanks.
can't miss it. It's just a bunch of people standing outside. As you walk out, or start to walk out of this bar, you hear a semi-familiar voice behind you up at the bar go, Eros? And you turn around, and it is Kit Morwan, the prince. However, the prince is kind of draped in a hood so as not to be recognized by any of the local folk. While he is here, looks like grabbing a drink as well. And he sees you, grabs his mug, walks up to you, and says, "What are you doing here?"
Oh, well, we just returned from a quest from Tejas, so I'm a little bushed.
How was it?
Hard. We helped. We did what we went there, and we accomplished what we set out to do. But it was very, very difficult and tiring, and I'm kind of sick of the whole group right now.
Oh, that sounds like fun. And he downs this entire mug of beer, like right in front of you. Go ahead and make an insight check.
That is a 6.
A 6? Even with with a 6, here's what I'll give you. He looks like he kind of reeks of
He's
alcohol
horny.
at this point. Yeah, he's just ready to fucking go. Time to plow the prince. No.
Listen, Prince. Let me take care of the other hooded prince for you.
Jesus Christ. So you can tell that he's been here for a while, drinking.
Yeah.
You can't really tell his mood, but something does seem up.
I go up to him and I go, "Are you okay? It's not usual to see a prince drinking in a bar."
Oh, well, I come here from time to time, and, I just... Eros, I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't want anyone else to figure this out, but I'm having trouble deciphering the wall.
Okay.
I don't know what this cataclysm is that, like, at the Shrine of Jagal that it talks about. I don't know what's going to happen, and I can't figure it out.
Well, it is one of Pink Floyd's greatest albums.
That's yeah, man, it's so sick to listen to. No, but listen, I feel bad because my dad sends you out there to find these materia and risk your lives, and we don't even know what we're risking our lives for, or what you guys are risking your lives for. I don't even know that, and I can't give you those answers. I'm not a skilled enough artificer, or I'm definitely not skilled in wizardry.
Well,
I mean, like that,
Sir, what do I address you as?
Oh Jesus! Don't call me. Just call me Kit.
Kit.
I hate
Okay.
all that
Kit,
royal shit.
listen. I will tell you that the most recent one we've done in Tejas, we had a personal connection to that, so we didn't mind. I mean, Candyman saved his homeland.
You had a personal connection to it? How?
Candyman is from Houston, Tejas.
Well, I understand that, but do you mean to the materia in general?
No, just as far as the mission was concerned, we had to restore water to the land of, like, clean water to the land of Tejas, and that's what we did. And the materia was sort of just part of the mission, but the greater overall mission was helping a nation of people who were in need.
Well, that's good to hear. At least you did something good out of it. I've just been sitting in a fucking cave all day. And he starts walking back toward the bar, and he says, actually, I could probably use the help of a wizard. If you wouldn't mind sometime coming to take a look at the wall with me. I don't know some of the arcane writings that are on the shrine, to be honest, and quite frankly, will not be able to ask anyone else.
Sure.
At this point.
I mean, I can't promise you anything in particular, but I mean, I can give it a whirl.
That'd be incredible. sorry, I've been talking about my stupid shit this entire time. What, are you good? I know that you said it was a rough journey.
Yeah, we saw some things, just within getting the materia and the journey, and there's more that I was unaware of about my childhood than I thought, and
You found out stuff about your childhood?
Yeah.
During this...
Yeah, there was at one point we were shown like a room of mirrors, and we had to like drink from this fountain, and there was all these different things. Either way, we each received visions, and the vision I received was, seeing my mother sign me away to the wizard I trained with, and I didn't know that was an exchange. I thought I was given a choice, and I don't know what became of my mother. I know that she's dead, but I don't know much else. And I suppose I was lied to.
He gives you this incredibly blank stare, and without even looking, reaches over to a table where there are other patrons, and grabs just like a mug of beer, and starts handing it to you. And the patrons at this table like look up at this person who just grabbed this beer off their table, and they go, "Hey, wait a minute, and then he pulls his hood down to reveal his face. And he looks at all of them and says, "I'm sorry, I'll buy you another." And looks at you, Eros, and says, "You definitely need this more than I do." And hands you a beer and says, "Do you want to talk about it some more?"
I mean, sure. I usually don't talk about these things with the group because you'd have to know them to know it's hard to disseminate these things sometimes with them.
I kind of get that they're not very great at dealing with personal things. I kind of get that vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a demon in one of us.
That is true. Yeah, those bone wings were fucking wild when I saw them.
I mean, it's a little hard to be emotional when there's a demon.
He laughs. He's a big old hearty laugh.
Yeah, we have a 250-year-old undersexed cleric. And we have, Candyman, who's great, but he's an emotional wreck himself. So, it's hard. There's no I'm the therapist sometimes, I feel like. But it's okay. I mean, I don't mind. I don't have as many of the larger problems that they do, so I consider myself somewhat lucky. But I just wish I could know more about who this wizard really was. How did he come into our lives? I was very young, and so I didn't quite understand what my mother was going through, I suppose, or the sacrifice that had to be made. And I just wanted to leave the Feywild. I felt restricted there.
You were in the Feywild?
Well, I mean, I was in a civilized, I was in Fey, but I mean, I lived in the Feywild region, in the outskirts with my mother, and I just didn't like it. I wanted to see the world. Everything there was so elfy, and...
He laughs again, being an elf.
But you know what I mean.
No, I get it. I understand.
It's not real at a certain point. There's not other races there. The fact that I'm a half-elf even turned heads. And so I was just sick of the prejudice and not being fully accepted except by the wayward ones or the alt people, But I wanted to do other things. I didn't want to stay there. I felt that I was given a gift at wizardry, and I wanted to learn. And yeah.
But you don't know what happened to your mom?
I know she died. I've been told that, though. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know, I don't really know much about my father either. My mother always said he was a warrior or a soldier who, they fell in love, but it didn't work because he was a man. And so I don't really know much of my father. I don't really care much to know who my father was, just because I don't know. It's never really been a facet in my life.
Well, at least we have one thing in common.
We're elves.
No mom.
Well, you're a prince.
Hey, I got you there. I got you fucking beat there.
You get to sit on a throne.
It's such a fucking uncomfortable
I'm lucky
chair.
if I.
It's so uncomfortable.
Yeah, but I'm lucky if Flint doesn't use my ass pillow as his actual pillow when we go camping on these journeys.
Oh, that's what that is? Oh, God. Listen, I was gonna give this to you guys before you left on your next journey, but,
Yeah.
you know, if you ever need to talk, you know, here. And he hands you what looks... I'm not even gonna make you roll a check for it. You know what this is immediately being a wizard. This is a stone of far speech. Or some would call it a speaking stone. It's got a little face hewn into it that looks to be yelling off into the distance. And he says, any stone connected to the same network can communicate with one another at long distances. The problem with it is, if you do that, it can get you noticed. They're pretty loud. But yeah, here, take it.
Thank you.
I'll give the rest of them to everyone else when they leave on their next journey.
Wow. Thank you. This will come in handy.
For sure. But yeah, like I said, if you ever need to talk, let me know.
Yeah.
He swigs the rest of his beer. And he says, well, I'm going to go back to the shrine. I have a lot more work to do to figure out when the end of the world is coming and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thank him. I say thank you again for this.
For sure.
And then I walk over to the piano.
Oh, God.
And I sit down and I look at all the people in the bar who are all confused. And I go, I'm going to sing you all a song. Oh shit, I need a musical theater song, like a golden era song.
A golden era song?
Yeah.
Everything's up to date in Kansas
No,
City.
hey, nothing from Oklahoma. I hate Oklahoma. The sun comes up. I think about you. The coffee cup. I think about you. And do you know this song was written by Sondheim?
Yes.
Thank you.
Give me a performance check.
15. That's fair.
15, absolutely. The bar is absolutely digging it. The vibe kind of chills out a little bit, much like a cafe. You hear a bunch of snaps in the background.
You.
And then is that all you do? The prince has left back to the castle.
Yeah, that's all I do. I sing a song and I leave.
That's fair. And then can you give me like a general thing that you do in the weeks to come? Do you help the prince with like trying to work on deciphering the wall and whatnot?
Yes.
At the Shrine of Jergal, you do? Okay.
I do.
And I don't want you to feel like I'm railroading you. I want you to feel free to pick whatever you want to do.
No,
but that is one of the offers on the table.
The one thing is the prince was nice, and you know, I want to make sure that we're not coming off as like, you know, exclusive or anything. And
sure.
No, I do help the prince. I know it's in possibly my best interest to do it anyway, because it could be an arcana thing I don't really know much myself. So to me, this is kind of a research opportunity as well.
Okay. Now, in that case, if you're going to help the prince with that, I'm going to make you do a roll to try and see if you can decipher a piece of the Shrine of Jergal on the wall.
Yeah.
Jergal on the wall. Go ahead and give me an arcana check.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20, absolutely. With a dirty 20, Wesley, you are working day to day with the prince, and he is using his knowledge
We're
of
looking
the shrine,
deeper and deeper into each other's eyes.
yes, in these machinations of the shrine, and you are using your Arcana knowledge.
machinations of my shrine are an enigma.
and fucking, so you managed to find a very crucial piece of information of this long dead language spoken by the gods, according to the prince, that the cataclysm itself is not so much an event as it is a being. The cataclysm is one large mass of being. It is alive and it is coming, but you do not know when.
Well, knowing just that, I in a moment, I look to the prince when we're putting our clothes back on, and I say,
Of course.
We need to figure out what this looks like, what this could look like, what, is it, who it could be targeting. I mean, this is, this could be really bad if we don't try to learn more.
Well, yeah, definitely. This is always where I get stuck. I need to do more research. And he kind of throws a book on the table in anger, and then turns around to you and says, listen, thank you so much. I'm sorry. This is just a very frustrating project that me and Hal have been working on, and I'm really glad you came to help us out.
Yeah, I'm glad too. It's been extremely educational, and it's, I'm glad that I'm in it, because if our group needs to step in, they'll have my word, not just a prince that the beast might not trust, or the demon, or Candyman won't have his, isms about going on a specific adventure. Flint will be more willing to go upstairs. So, it's just...
That'll never happen. That will never happen.
Either way, I feel like we'll have a better understanding of what all we need to be dealing with. And I think our group is up for it, especially after what happened in Tejas. And as we learn more and more and become better, and Candyman is this whole new, cowboy thing now with revolvers and shit.
Revolvers?
Yeah, on our last quest, we learned that he could be a gunslinger, follow in his father's footsteps.
What's a gun? Slinger.
A gun. Do you know what a gun is?
No. Give me a history check.
Dirty 20.
Jesus Christ, that's like 3 in a row.
I have really high history and arcana and performance.
Great. You realize that you've been in Tejas for quite a while now, and everyone there that you've been in contact with has mentioned
they all have a gun. Everyone in Tejas has a gun.
Well, they don't all have guns. They have these long poles that explode basically into clouds of smoke and whatnot. But Candyman's dad and Trish were the only two to ever successfully create an arcane gun or an arcane rifle. So you realize you've been in that world for a little while, and you are talking about it as if it's nothing, but you realize nobody in the outside world has ever heard of these items before. And this artificer is very confused.
In the land of Tejas, they have made these metal poles where you can focus magic through them and shoot them out very fast at a very effective rate.
What, like an arrow?
Yes, but faster.
Whoa.
Speed of sound faster.
What? And he grabs his notebook and says, "You're saying Candyman has access to these?"
As far as I know, yes. We've not ever seen him utilize them in combat, because he was a fighter up until Tejas, but now he apparently is a gunslinger.
A gunslinger, and he's writing all this down. And he says, I'll have to talk to him about that, but yeah, I mean, thank you for everything you've done. And he holds his hand out to shake yours and says, I wouldn't have anybody else on this project with me.
And then I take his hand and I pull, and then we have more sex.
So if you are trying to seduce the prince, I will say that
A sleight of hand
time,
check.
No, like if you are trying to, seduce said prince, you can do that. However, you have to take it slow. So I'll say that over this amount of time that you've been
We've
together,
grown close.
You've grown closer for
we've
sure.
grown close just because we've had to figure all this shit out. And
exactly.
are there any sparks
so-
between? Can I roll for that?
Yeah. Give me a charisma check.
Okay.
And this time it's not for a kill line.
13.
13. I will say that over these previous weeks, you've been able to kind of sneak glances of him. You've caught glimpses of him staring at you.
So we're
while
not
you're
having
working.
sex yet, then.
You are not having sex yet.
Okay,
no.
so I take his hand and I shake it, but I leave it a little longer than I probably should. And I scratch the inside of his palm.
Yeah, do you? Okay.
With
Hold
my
on, let me,
index finger.
Let me make a roll real quick.
A barrel roll.
Okay. Cool. He notices. And he
All my
shakes your
characters
hand.
in D&D are gay.
So you shake his hand, you let it linger for a little while, longer than a handshake normally would be. And he says, well, I'm gonna go talk to Candyman about the gun things. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And he turns around, closes his notebook, and starts leaving the temple and going up the stairs. And as he hits the stairs, he turns around and says, same time tomorrow?
Sure.
Cool. And then he keeps walking up the stairs.
And then he pops a boner.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm giving you great ASMR sound bites.
Oh my god.
Do you
this
need
is
me to
gonna
ever
be
say anything?
Fucking sound gold.
Sponsored by Emerald Nuts.
So, Candyman, Dustin.
Yeah.
You have officially returned to Ardania.
A hero,
you
might
have
I add.
submitted- A hero, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's definitely whispers and talk of the heroes of Tejas bringing water back to the the 100-year drought and whatnot. So, what does Candyman do when he gets back to Ardania? What do you do?
Well, first thing I want to do is when I walk, I want to see if I can find someone that can set up a picture frame of me in the middle of our bar that says "Hometown Hero Candyman." I want that.
So you want
I
to?
want to just
So you want to go to the
local.
You want to go to the local bar
Yeah.
and be celebrated as a hero?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Well, I mean, actually, yes, that too. But I'm thinking, no, I want to call and make sure at Tejas, my bar in Tejas, there's a picture of me and it says "Hometown Hero."
Sure.
And then I want them
Sure.
just to make sure the statue is being created with me and my sword and everything. I just want to
Okay, yeah.
couple
You send
housekeeping things, making sure that those get done.
you send a very, very detailed letter by pigeon with the fucking how you want the statue to look, the picture frame, what you want in the picture frame, you wrestling a
But it has to say
delay
specifically. It
to
says
the ground.
Yeah, but specifically it
barehanded.
says Candyman. Who else could have done it? Question mark.
Absolutely, for sure.
No one.
For
That's
sure,
what
for
it
sure, for
says.
sure.
Yeah. But I just
Okay.
want to make sure. So I find the because Candyman, we ain't got good handwriting, so I want to find so I want to go to the bar. I'm like, I need a scribe, and then
Absolutely.
I have her or him write that down. But yeah, I'd like to go into a bar
Mm-hmm.
because I need to be alone with my thoughts, but I'd like to be celebrated a little bit because I am a little conceited. So I want to like find the nearest bar, bust into it, and then just go up to the bartender. I want to pick a fight with the biggest guy in that bar.
Oh, word? You just want to fight the biggest guy in the bar. Actually, as you're entering the bar, you see, or as you're like coming toward the bar, you see Eros and the prince walking up toward the castle together. And you see them together. You see them walking toward the castle, and you find that strange, but then you pay it no mind, and you go into the bar. And as you enter, you see an arm wrestling contest happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's just this one, muscled the fuck out guy right in the center of the bar. Just you stay there for a little bit. He just goes one after the other, beating, patron after patron, and racking up, coin bets and whatnot.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, I want to walk up to him and I want to say, those look like show muscles to me, boy.
Show muscles, huh? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is?
Why don't you put your dick where your dick is?
Sorry,
I'm not used to talking. Sorry, I meant
I'm uncomfortable. Do you want to get in on this, or like what?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Okay.
All right.
I'll put 200 gold down, and I whoop.
The bar is just like like so much gold. And he looks at you. He looks down at the pile of gold. He kind of licks his lips a little bit, and then he says, "All right, you're on. Come on, rack it up. The whole bar is just like, and yeah, you go to arm wrestle this huge thug. Give me a strength check, and I will roll against you.
All right, strength. Not a strength saving throw, right? Just a strength check.
No, just a strength check.
All right. That's gonna be a. All right, I got 12.
You got a 12. Hold on, I'm rolling. Holy shit, he got You're so fucking lucky he got a 7. Oh my god, dude. I'm mad. Alright. Wow, he had a big bonus to that. I rolled a 2. Cool. Awesome. So yeah, you managed to finesse a win out of this guy. Now your body is fairly exhausted.
But I stand up as soon as I put his hand down. I stand up and I go, I don't know if y'all know who I am, but I'm gonna tell you real quick. I'm the one and only Candyman. I brought water back to T-Hoss. I saved my town. I am with a bunch of group of misfits. We haven't come up with our own name yet, but we're gonna call ourselves the Candyman and the others. And I just want you to know, I'm a goddamn hero, and I might have to save your town too. I jump down, take his beer from the table, and I chug it.
Sure. The bar goes absolutely fucking nuts, and they are just cheering your name. Candyman! 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 And the guy you were just arm wrestling stands up, and the whole bar just goes, and then he reaches his hand out for a handshake and says, "That was really good. That was well done. I thought I had you there, and I apparently did not. And I salute you. Here, handshake."
I put my hand out to handshake him, and then I pull him back in. I'm like, "You didn't have me for a damn second."
Yeah. All right. Hey, listen, real quick, just a little aside. I'm not good for that 200 gold. Can I just buy you a drink? And we call it even.
Make it 2.
We just 2 drinks. You fucking got it, bud. And you both you go over to the bar together, and he says, "So you're Candyman. You're the guy that the royal palace has been sending out to do stuff, like the top secret hush that stuff."
I'm out here to get this materia.
The materia, like not many people know about it. So yeah, he pulls you over and he's, "Wow, but you're the guy though." right?
Yeah, I'm
You're
the guy. That's right.
What are you doing here? What are you doing in our bar?
Well, to be honest with you, Junior, I pull out my pistol and I put out my dad's pistol, put it on top of the bar. I'm with a gang of misfits, like I told you, Candyman and the others. This is what we call ourselves. And don't laugh. That's what we call ourselves.
No, I'm not laughing.
Goddamn right you aren't. And
We're
always
not me, dude.
basically a fools for hire, but we're out collecting this materia. Have you know anything about that stuff?
He's actually gonna make a roll. Nope. I don't really know nothing about that magical mumbo jumbo stuff. And my name's not Junior, by the way. It's Genbo.
Okay.
My name's Genbo.
Okay, Cassie.
No, it's Genbo.
Right.
Genbo Centaur. I'm the local blacksmith
All right,
for the
Denmark.
town.
Have a good one.
What do you have there? What is that you just put up on the table there?
Well, Junior,
All right.
it's my dad's revolver that he gave to me that my dad left for me.
A revolver? What is that?
Well, let me show you. You got a back door? You got it outside?
Yeah, I got an outside. For sure. Yeah, no, come on, we can go to my forge.
Yeah.
My forge is literally across the street. It's perfect. It's a perfect location. Here, come on.
Yeah.
And so you guys, you walk outside, and there's like whispers and things of that nature as you're walking out. Like, oh my god, did you see that arm wrestling contest? Oh my fucking god, that was crazy. And you walk across the street. It's getting pretty dark out. And you head over to this forge. And it's a very, very humble forge. There's a giant brick by brick oven that you can see there, kind of inlaid with stone as well. There's no fire going on right now, obviously. It's kind of after hours for this smith. And, you know, it's hooded. It's got his home right next to it. It's kind of an adjacent attachment there. And he walks up and says, "So what do you want me to do? Do you want me to like put a cup out or something? Like what do I do?"
I want you to take 3 glasses and put them about, I don't know, let's say 80 feet away from me.
80 feet?
80.
Okay, then I guess you can go all the way back to the bar, and I'll lay out the fucking.
No.
I'll lay out the bottles, I guess.
That's the distance of the fucking thing. That's the minimum distance.
and you walk 80 feet away from this person, and he lays out 3 glass bottles. Holy shit. Okay, so you're 80 feet away, and he pulls out a fucking man-made megaphone. Like he rolls up a piece of fucking paper and he yells into it. Now what?
I'm gonna shoot that shit.
What?
I'm gonna shoot that shit.
I cannot hear you.
Just back away.
Oh, okay. And he backs away. Go ahead and roll to hit these glass bottles, I guess.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20? Okay. So you, Candyman, you don't really know how to use these yet, but you watched your father do it with his rifle, and you have a pretty good idea just from like looking at him do it what you need to do in order to make these work. So you aim out, you pull the trigger, and you feel this erupting force come from this pistol that you've never felt with like a bow or a crossbow or anything like that. And you kind of like go reeling back a little bit, and you realize like this thing has some major firepower. But you hit the glass that is dead center between these 3 glasses that he has laid out. And you can feel kind of this energy being drawn out of you into this pistol, this arcane pistol, that you've never really felt this sensation before, but you can feel your energy being put into this gun. Now what?
I lift it up. I blow it down. I go. Shit, got some kick. You see that?
Absolutely. Holy shit! Holy shit! What was that?
That's a goddamn pistol, boy.
Oh my god! And he runs all fucking 80 feet over to you. and he says, I have never in my career ever seen anything like that. That is insanity. I have to know how it works. I have to know. Where did you get it?
I got it from my father.
Who the fuck is your dad? Is he a smith? What is he?
He's a blacksmith.
Well,
Is that right? I forgot.
no, your dad was an inventor, almost like an artificer.
Okay, you gave him that title. I definitely gave him that title then.
No, but he's like he's a scientist, artificer type guy.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
He like takes objects and enchants them,
Well,
basically.
Well, my father he likes to invent things, and he made this, and I saw him toying around with this thing when I was younger, or something like it. And I've never used one before.
That's wild. Can I hold it really quick?
No.
Give me an insight check.
12.
A 12? So he is actually legitimately curious, like being somebody who forges things and makes things for a living. He is legitimately curious about how this object works.
So I go,
really wants to know
you
more.
can't hold this one, but then I pull out my other one. I go, but you can hold this one.
Oh my god, you have two. Okay, you have two of them. All right. And he grabs onto it and just kind of like moves it around and looks at it. And eventually he figures out that you can pop the chamber out of the pistol.
I thought you were gonna have him
No.
on the face.
No, he figures out that you can pop the chamber out, and he looks inside of the chamber and he says, hold on, and he pulls out what look to be these little bullets, these little metallic magical bullets, and he says, I don't know, do you reload these, or open your other gun real quick? And you open up the chamber, and one of the bullets in the 6 chambers is missing, or like hollow rather, I should say. And he says, so you need these things to make it fire off like that, I'm assuming. It's what it looks like anyway.
Guess so.
Tell you what. And he says, can I keep this one bullet here? Reason being, I would be more than happy to pay you back that 200 gold I owe you by forging as many of these as you need for your adventures, and I would be more than happy to, supply you for your adventures as well.
That sounds like a deal if I ever heard one there, Gremlin.
And tell you what, you can come shooting anytime. That would draw quite a crowd. I'll set up an area for you out back.
Hey,
Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds good. I appreciate that.
Fantastic. And he holds out his hand. Now, part of the deal, you have to say my name correctly. What's my name?
Grammy.
No. It starts with a G. I'll give it to you. Gembo Santor.
All right.
Your name's Gembo.
All right, Gembo.
Fantastic. And he puts the little metallic bullet in his pocket, and this is kind of, I don't want to just like arrows are to bows, I don't want to have you go hunting for ammunition. That's really boring to me. Mm-hmm. I want you to be able to have all of the ammunition you need, because the gun does have a reload aspect to it.
Yeah.
So basically what we're going to do is we'll work that out later on how you do the reload and everything like that. Yeah. But you basically have 2 guns with 6 chambers.
Yeah, 6 in the chamber. And if I'm correct, you don't reload until after the chamber's empty. You only get one shot per attack.
Technically, you can shoot as many as you want before you reload, but it's believe an action to do so.
Okay.
Yeah. So as a fighter, you still have those that attack bonus action. But you're using bullets now, limited bullets.
Okay.
However, I am not gonna ever make you be like, oh, how many bullets do I have? Like, no, that's dumb. That's fucking dumb.
2.
Oh, I'm down. Oh, that sucks. I don't have any more things to attack with.
My foot. They're kind of funny.
So yeah. But we'll say that for the rest of your time, before Hao calls you for your next mission, you spend a lot of time with Genbo, and you kind of tear down this magical bullet together, and you kind of get the inner aspects of how it works and whatnot. And Genbo is able to forge a replica of some kind and gives you just like an abundant amount of bullets. And during that time also, you learn the ways of the pistol, of being a gunslinger. And he sets up a bunch of like sandbag targets out back that he made from the beach. Yeah, pull. And he throws up, little pieces of wood that you can shoot and whatnot. And you get to be pretty fucking good with these things. But yeah, that is how I'll say that you spend your time. Do you want to do anything else?
No, the rest, I think I just no, I like that. And I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I mean, else to do is like, there's no one I can talk to about how they can. Is there any like someone I could look for to see if they could tell me where my dad is? Like a sorcerer or like a fucking goddamn gypsy? I don't fucking know.
We'll say that you ask Genbo that, and Genbo says to you, I mean, the most powerful sorcerer in town is probably Hao, but I don't know if she has, the capability to do that at all. But I mean, we don't have any like soothsayers or whatever in town.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah, of course. Anything to help the adventurers of Ardania, right?
Yeah, I guess. All right, be gone. I need to be alone with my thoughts. So bring me a beer.
Be gone. You're in my fucking forge, you knucklehead. And he kind of gives you he is bigger than you by a little bit. He gives you like a noogie. He's just this big human dude.
I shoot him in the jaw.
You shoot him in the jaw, right in the chest. So, Flint, you are back in Ardania. You have your own room. It is dwarf-sized. What does Flint do with his downtime? What does your character do with all of this free time?
Okay, so first of all, I need you to be specific. How much downtime are we getting?
So I'm actually gonna have to generalize it here. They are actively searching for the next Materia. Hao and her other squads of people and informants that work for the Silent Sentinel. So we'll say between like 1 to 3 weeks, somewhere in there. Generally 1 to 3 weeks in that time frame.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, Flint has a lot to think about. He went to that mirrored room and he can't remember anything, right?
So in the mirrored room, you saw a vision of you sitting, like you were under a mountain, like living in tunnels, basically. Very large tunnels, there are buildings built from the stone within the mountain. You saw a group of other dwarves playing younger dwarves, not like childlike dwarves, but just younger than you currently are. And you were sitting on a stoop, and you remember watching this group of younger dwarves playing underneath these mountains, and that was it. And the memory kept looping over and over and over again, which is weird because you always thought that you were a hill dwarf.
Yes.
If I remember correctly from when you spoke about your character for the first time.
Yes, yeah, I'm a hill dwarf. Yes.
Gotcha. So yeah, that is what you remember of that.
Okay, so I think the first thing that Flint does is he schedules a doctor's appointment.
A doctor's appointment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's got to know like what's wrong with his brain.
Sure. Okay. So you need to find a doctor. Who do you talk to?
Flint has this spiritual being, if you will.
So you want to talk to Argental?
Yeah, I'd like to pray if I could.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
I haven't prayed yet.
Okay. You're gonna do the actual prayer now. Even when it's just one-on-one with me. It's okay. You don't have to perform for anybody anymore. It's just you and me.
Wait. Time out.
Yeah.
So are we not doing this as our character?
Yeah, do it as your character, for sure.
No, but like, are we not doing that?
Yes, you are. Just fucking do it. Just pray. Fuck.
Almighty Argental, we still have a lot to figure out. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you personally about, Artie, is that we went into this room and there was this mirrored room that showed pictures from our lives, and mine kept looping. And so I am now convinced that I have Alzheimer's, and it would be really great if I could get a doctor's appointment. Now, obviously, I don't know anyone here except for you, Artie, so I'm gonna need you to provide me with a doctor. So it'd be really cool if, when I open my eyes, I just happen to be in front of a doctor's office. Amen.
Okay, that was fucking beautiful. Give me a religion check.
10?
So with a 10, you say your prayer. You are concerned. You are legitimately concerned. And you don't hear a response. And you wait probably about 60 seconds in silence. And nothing happens. And then you get a knock at the door.
Who the fuck is coming to my hotel room? They had to go up the first flight of stairs and come to my room directly.
The door opens and fucking How walks in. Or she kind of just like peeks her head in and looks at you and says, Flint, how do you find the rooms to your liking? Is everything all right? I heard you talking to someone as I was passing by.
What are you, a therapist? It's my deity, if you will. I was praying. That's a thing that people do when they have religion.
Oh, no, I completely understand. Sorry if I interrupted you. Is everything all right?
Yeah, I guess. How are you?
I'm great. No, I just wanted to check in, make sure everything is to your liking. If you need any accommodations made, we can make them post-haste.
Don't say. I could really use the best tuna fish sandwich in the land.
The best tuna fish sandwich in the land? Absolutely. I can try to make some accommodations for that. I will get a servant on it right away. She claps her hands, and you see just a blur of a figure just run off, and you hear footsteps.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, that was just one of our servants that you'll probably not know this, but every room has a servant outside of the door that operate on shifts. If you ever need anything, you can open your door and make a request whenever you need.
And I shut the door.
And
I open the door.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I scream, ice cream sandwich!
Oh, the servant already left to get you the best tuna fish sandwich in the land. She chuckles a bit and says, when he gets back, though, we can work on that. But are you feeling okay? Or is the bed all right? Did you find enough room for your belongings and so on and so forth?
Howie, I'm old, and it's hard for me to sleep in a bed, you know? I've just got these old achy bones, and I guess the only place I should really sleep is a bed, but at the same time, laying down is not a great thing for me. It causes problems when I try to get out of bed. And then, I appreciate that you provided a stool so I don't have to just jump into bed.
Of course.
But getting down in the morning is the problem.
Absolutely.
I've fallen out of bed several times, and then the fucking stool is over in the corner. And I wish we could do something about that.
Well, of course we can make accommodations, but I totally understand the achy bones part. Age is not a fun thing.
How old are you? 20? You don't know shit.
Oh, 20, thank you. No, I am, I would say, you know what? She pulls out a notebook from a small satchel that she's carrying with her and puts on some spectacles that are hanging around her neck. Looks at the book and says, oh my gosh, today is my birthday.
Oh, well, fuck me. Happy birthday.
I completely forgot. I don't really pay attention to my age much, but I am roughly, 600, 650 now? I would say. Something like that.
That's not true. Nothing lives past 300 years old.
So elves actually live to be at, their peak, probably around like 750 years old. So she is an older elf, I would say, between 600 and 650. That she knows of. She doesn't really pay attention to age, but she says, but you feel okay, right? You're up for, I know you went through quite the epic battle with a goddess, a literal goddess. Do you feel up to continue your journey? Are you able to continue?
Yes, I'm here, and Artie hasn't sent me anywhere else, so I guess I'm here for now.
That's good to know. If you need to, be looked after medically, I assure you I can help with anything you need, medicinal-wise. There is also the town doctor, but I see to a lot of the medicinal affairs in the castle, so to speak.
Well, no offense to you, but where I'm from, you're not qualified to be a doctor. So I think I would just like to travel to the nearest doctor. But thank you.
She made an insight check and she got a 18. Are you saying that because she's an elf?
No, I'm saying that because she's a woman. What the fuck do you think this is?
Oh my god. She says, well, I assure you, even though I don't look it, I'm quite the qualified healer. I can take care of anything you might need. I mean, if you'd rather be seen by somebody else.
See, what I need is some advice about some brain that I have and maybe some issues with the brain. And I don't think that you're qualified to look into my brain, right? Like, that's not really what a healer does, right?
Oh, do you think so? And then she goes to touch your forehead.
Don't fucking touch me!
One moment, and she does it. And so as soon as she touches your forehead, you almost feel like you're falling backwards into a memory of you wandering a rainy, stormy hillside. And as you're wandering, you look up into the sky and you can hear yourself screaming something up at the heavens, and all of a sudden...
I stubbed my fucking toe!
No, you didn't stub your toe. All of a sudden, a lightning bolt comes down and strikes you where you stand on the ground. And then you feel like you're falling forward back into your body, and Hal takes her finger off of your forehead and says, well, how did that feel?
I don't know what to say right now. I feel incredibly violated.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't at all what I want. I want answers. I don't want more fucking memories that don't fucking work.
Well, the brain is quite a complex puzzle. You see, it would require that you make multiple appointments and try to treat yourself over time in order to unlock what you were trying to see. You're having memory problems? Is that right?
Yeah, I have Alzheimer's. I'm trying to see how bad it is, to see how many days I have left before
Flint.
I have to eat soup through a straw.
Flint, if you had Alzheimer's, you wouldn't even remember the adventure you went on. You wouldn't remember what you had for breakfast this morning. You wouldn't remember anything.
That depends on the Alzheimer's.
I suppose, but I don't think you have Alzheimer's. I think you have something a bit more deeper at play.
Oh, good! I have just plain-ass dementia!
No dementia either, but there are some memories being repressed here that I can tell. If you'd like, I can try to help you with them. Now, Flint, I've been alive for roughly 600 to 650 years. I lost count, but I assure you I am trained in multiple professions. But if you would like to see a different doctor, I can acquire one for you, or a medicine man or woman or whatever you would like.
Thank you. I would appreciate a medicine man, and as an apology, I will offer you my tuna sandwich. I just want you to know that it's against my culture. That women are not doctors in my culture.
Really? What are they typically?
Well, some women are veterinarians, and they take care of the cows that feed the people.
They have
and
cows.
here's the thing. I trust them. I think that they're very good at putting their hands in cows' asses, but I just don't know that they're qualified to look at the human brain.
So it's your society is that of a hunter-gatherer type. Am I correct in assuming so?
Well, I mean, there's that. There's the blacksmiths. I used to be a blacksmith.
Really?
And then there are strange men that they take up with elven women, and they provide for the elven women. And so I had a bad experience with elves to begin with, so that was just never for me. But then living with 7 other men, that didn't seem like a good idea.
You're not
either.
doing a fucking 7. No,
There are 8 of them
I
now.
will not let Disney sue us in this way. Absolutely not. If I'm gonna be pinned for anything, it's gonna be for not fucking Snow White.
Well,
Jesus
you know what?
Christ.
We have a saying in my culture.
That you fucking do. If
Hi-ho.
you say hi-ho, you
Hi-ho.
fucking asshole. Oh my god.
So
Anyway,
where we go.
so Hal looks at you and says, very well.
I mean, some of them are bakers, you know,
God.
because, as I said, our saying is hi-ho, hi-ho. It's off to work we go, and so as long as you're doing something, you're contributing to society. The thing is that women just aren't doctors.
Well, all right, Flint, I hear what you're saying. I can find you a male, healer.
I don't trust women. I think that all women must have dealt with the devil at some point.
That's a little extreme, don't you think?
Well, here's the thing. I don't like to tell people this, but I was almost married, right?
Really?
And, yes.
You were almost married, and she gives a big fucking chortle laugh.
And here's the thing. So I'm not great with people. That's not a secret, right? I was in a mixed marriage. It was kind of something that came up too often in our society, right?
Mm-hmm.
They expected me to find a nice little dwarf woman with a fiery attitude and hair to match, and I fell in love with a fair-skinned, dark-haired elven woman. And part of the reason that I hate elves so fucking much, no offense, is because...
Okay. A little taken, but go on.
Part of the reason that I hate elves so much is my future wife was an elf. And here I am, fucking forging her fucking wedding ring with Schmitty the Schmidt, the fucking asshole, and...
Schmitty the Smith is what I remember.
Yes,
from that. Yeah,
Schmitty
cool.
Schmidt, the fucking shit. And now I'm finding out that she's just run off with other men. And so I hated him, and I hate her. And so I just got off into a boat. And my life has gotten progressively worse ever since I stepped foot into a fucking boat.
Wow, it sounds like you've gone through a lot. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Well, I mean, yeah, I'll go ahead and get you a healer and quite possibly a combination therapist. And then you can...
What the fuck?
What?
Just because I'm a little bit grumpy and worried that I have Alzheimer's, you have to go and get me a fucking therapist.
Well,
what do you think this
Oh, a
is?
therapist would be good for that, Flint. A therapist would be good for your Alzheimer's.
Fuck
if
therapy.
you had some.
I don't need therapy. I need more food.
Okay. Well, as you say that, the servant comes back with the tuna fish sandwich.
Oh my
very
god,
out of breath.
thank you, I'm famished. Damn it, I forgot. I'm sorry that I don't like women, and I hand it to her.
I don't want this. You can.
Are you a
have it.
vegan?
No, I'm not a fan of tuna in general. Yeah.
What fish do you like?
Cod.
Congratulations, another reason I hate fucking elven women.
Well, I know that you're speaking out of a historical hate, Flint, but maybe being here and spending time with other elves in the area, such as myself and your companions, will change your mind about who the elves are and what we're about. I assure you, not every elf is like that. In the meantime, I will try to acquire for you a healer that is male, I suppose. I will send for him. I have one in mind, but it might be a while before he gets back to Ardania. I don't know how long. He is
also the only healer in Ardania aside from myself. I
God
will see to... Yeah,
damn
I'm
it.
sorry about that, but I will see to it that he makes contact
No,
with you.
no. I guess I'll just have to let you touch me again.
Well, I mean, you don't have to put it like that, but I suppose, again, if you're more comfortable, I could set you up with this other person.
No,
Okay.
you'll do. You have your certifications, right?
I do. If you need to see them on paper, I will absolutely pull out the scrolls with all of my teachings and learnings and all that fun stuff.
Where did you go to school?
A couple different places. I attended the school in Sigil. I also did some time abroad in the Feywild. I learned quite a bit there. And also, I went to Frival to learn a bit of my healing, as well as Frival has many different magical properties that are around the land that you can pull from, that you can harvest. Anyway, it's a very extensive list. I don't need to get into the whole thing.
All right, just fucking touch me and get it over with.
Very well. We'll schedule a proper appointment.
No, now would be best.
Right now?
Right now.
Oh, okay. I suppose I have a little bit of time before I need to be where I need to get to. If you don't mind, if you wouldn't mind taking a seat. She gestures for you to take a seat at the desk that is sitting in your room. You go to take a seat at the desk, and she says, "Now, what I want you to do is close your eyes and pretend as though you are in a dark room with one single light showing upon your forehead. And I want you to just focus on the sound of my voice." And as soon as she says that, she touches the temples of your head with her hands. And you feel as though, again, you are falling backwards into this nothingness, this space. And you continue to see that scene again playing, except this time you hear some words come out of your mouth that you didn't hear during the last time that you saw this vision. And the words are, "Haven't you done enough? Strike me down."
Jesus H. Christ.
So you spend, aside from these appointments, some time, you have some more downtime. What else do you do?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm very depressed about what I've learned, and I have to... Let's try this again. I'm Allison now. So obviously Flint is very depressed.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
When he learns that he's had this moment with... I don't know if that would be Argental, or if it would be just anyone, or if he's talking to the universe. I don't know where he was spiritually at that point. But obviously that's a hard thing. And so then to become a cleric, because you get struck with lightning, because you ask for it, that could explain why they don't like each other so much.
Sure.
So with that depression, I think that the only thing that Flint has to turn to is music.
Really?
Yes.
Music. Okay, that's fun. What do you do, like, about the music? What do you, like, I know you bought that horn.
Yes.
At one point.
Yes.
Like a long ass time ago. So you do technically have a horn. What does Flint do? Does he, like, practice with it?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
But obviously he doesn't have any coach or anything, so he's self-taught, learning how to play the horn.
Okay. Give me a performance check.
14.
14? Okay, yeah, you actually have, like, a slight knack for playing this horn. Yeah. Oh, that's fucking music to my ears. You're not, like, super great at it yet, obviously, and you go through, like, running the scales for the horn, and, like, yeah, we get it. Yeah. Amazing. So you go through the scales and such, and you practice in your room over and over and over again, so much so that we'll even say that, like, one time you peek open the door to ask for a tuna fish sandwich, and your servant is actually, like, further down the hall away from your room.
Can I have a tuna fish sandwich, please?
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. Right away.
Holy fuck! Why are you all the way? Aren't you supposed to be stationed out my door?
I am, sir. I'm so sorry. can I be frank, sir? You practice so much, and it's a lot for my. You sound good. You sound good. I'm gonna go get you that tuna fish sandwich now. And this servant just runs off. And you go back to practicing your horn. And yeah, we'll say that you try to soothe yourself with this new hobby that you have. Get that last note in? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, solid. Nope, you didn't need to do it again. Oh, God. So, Nezran and you guys have just left the Shrine of Jergal. You have some downtime before they figure out where the next materia is, and give you guys more information on that. What does Nezran do, Scott Shoemaker? What does your character do?
My companions behind me, I sort of just move away from them for a bit. It's been an extremely challenging journey into the Fae. I take a few deep breaths, and in my head, I'm just playing the memories over and over again of the visions that I saw and of the creature that we saw take Colt. And I keep seeing or hearing the word, the Gray. And so I want to go find out something about the Gray. So I go into the castle and I'm looking around for some library or someone who would know. If I could talk to the king, that would be great. I think I walk right into the hall where the king should be.
Cool. Yeah, so you go to find the king, and the king, Jacob Mormont III, is in the royal throne room. It's very large. There are pillars going down a red-carpeted kind of walkway, and the door is just wide open, these giant royal doors, and you see him sparring with a servant. It's not like a real sword, it's like a dulled wooden sword of some kind, and they're wearing padded clothing and whatnot, and you see him in the center of this room. Take that! Nezran!
Greetings,
Nezran,
Your
is that
Majesty.
you? Oh, good to see you, good to see you. What can I do for you? Are the rooms to your liking?
Of course, Your Majesty. Thank you very much.
But of course.
They rival the halls that I've been in the past. Yours is truly a magnificent home. I was wondering if a monarch such as yourself would have a library that I might make use of.
A library? Why, yes, of course. My son spends quite a good amount of time in the royal library. You might want to try and remember this. Now, it's you walk out the door, and it's 2 lefts, a right, then another left, then 2 rights, then 1 more left. You get all that?
I look over to whoever he's fighting, and I go, Yes, Your Majesty, thank you. Thank you.
Are you sure you got it?
Oh, absolutely.
You're positive, because
2
I
lefts,
it's not a
right.
problem. Okay.
2
so
lefts.
All right.
And then up the staircase.
There's no stair. Okay. Why don't I just show you? And he starts walking out of the throne room, still fully padded with his wooden sword, and says, "Right this way." And he leads you 2 lefts, a right, another left, 2 rights, and then a left, and then you manage to make it into the royal library. It is a old musty door that creaks as soon as you enter, and the smell of old books hits you as you enter the area. And you look, it's just row after row after row of books, and there's a beautiful spiral staircase leading up to a second floor that has even more and more books, and you don't even know where to begin. And King Mormont says, I rarely come in here anymore. I've read most, if not all, of the books in this library. It's been so long. Well, I've been alive for quite some time, young man. I try to read as much as I possibly can to keep up with the times.
Well, let me ask you then something, Your Majesty. Have you ever come across the name of Ihes or the Grey?
Ihes. Well, you might want to look in the section about gods and goddesses. If I'm not mistaken, that will be 3rd row down on the right, and the Grey. The Grey. Yes, I think I might have. He's actually going to make a roll for this one. Yep. The Grey, yes. I believe I may have read something in the sections of past civilizations. You will walk up the spiral staircase, and it'll be the 5th row down, I believe, on your left.
5th row down, up the spiral staircase, 5th row down on my left.
That's correct. Now, which book is which, I don't know. You're going to have to take a look yourself.
Of course, Your Majesty. Thank you.
If you don't mind, I'm going to get back to my training. And he parries and thrusts out of the room, mimicking, not really sparring with anybody, and the door shuts behind him.
Take a few breaths in. I think this is the first time I've been in a library since my fall from grace, and it's just a lot to be back in a setting where there's this much knowledge around.
Absolutely. Cool.
And then I'm going to roll a d20 here to decide what I do, because I know what I want to do, but I feel a little bit conflicted about finding out more for the party versus finding out more for myself. So
Okay. So, like, which thing you're going to research first is what you're thinking about? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, go for it.
That's yeah. Fuck. All right. I look around the library and I smell the dust and I see the sunlight, and it takes me back to a purer time with family and friends when I used to belong to the light. And I decide that for the betterment of the group, I'm gonna go research the Grey first. So I go up the stairs, and then I go down the 5th row, and I just kind of stick my hand out along the books, and I'm running my hand down on the spine. It's really nice to be back in a place that's quiet. It's not surrounded by people, and is actually kind of neat.
Oh yeah, very. You see newer books, you see older books, you see books that may fall apart in your hand as soon as you touch them, so on and so forth. Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
That's going to be an 11.
With an 11, you go down the book aisle to see if there might be any semblance of book that could have anything to do with the Grey whatsoever. And you come upon a book labeled Past Civilizations of Callisto. And you open it up. Go ahead and give me a history check.
All right, history. It's a 6.
With a 6, yeah. So you're scrolling through this book, and you don't see a single thing about anything hinting at the Grey or an anthropomorphic creature that can phase into somebody and take over their entire being, or anything like that, for that matter. What do you do?
I think I'm just like looking through it, and I just don't know what I'm looking at, and honestly, I think I close the book and I just like chuck it against the wall, and I think I even, out of spite, I just fire off an Eldritch Blast at a chair that's nearby, just to break something. I don't know.
Okay, you fire off an Eldritch Blast at a chair after throwing a book, and you hear a voice in the library go, Whoa, hey, who the fuck? Nazran? And turning the corner is the prince.
Oh, Your Majesty, I'm sorry, you caught me in not a good moment. I'm so sorry about the chair. I'll make Candyman pay for it.
Prince Kit Mormont looks at you and says, it's not a big deal. It's just, and he goes over to pick up Past Civilizations of Callisto. He's like, this is like this book is a dime a dozen. Like, there's a ton of copies of it. I don't really care about it, but don't shoot any chairs. Okay, just don't shoot any of the chairs. What do you?
Sorry.
What pissed you off so much?
You know, I used to be like you at one point.
Me?
Because you're a smart kid, right? Yeah, like
I like to think so.
you. Yeah. I used to be too.
You
know,
were a
I used
smart
to think
kid?
that I could. Yes, I was a smart kid at one point, and then I got a little too cocksure of myself. But I was reading this book, and I'm trying to find something out about this thing called the Gray, and I don't know what it is. And I thought I'd find it in this book. Your father told me to come here, and I guess it's been a very long journey, and I have my own demons that I need to figure out, and I just thought I would find it easier than this.
You're looking for a book about the Gray. Give me 1 second. He starts looking through the books, and I'm gonna make him make a roll. Whew, okay, cool. He pulls out a book off of the shelf that is absolutely fucking ancient. He blows the book off, the dust comes off, just rolling right off of it. And he opens it up and is kind of shifting through the pages. He's like, I'm in here a lot, and I mean, I try to... My dad thinks it's weird that I haven't read every book in this library yet, and it's not like I'm not trying, but a lot of this stuff is very boring. But I think I remember... Here it is. Is this what you're looking for? And he turns the book, and you see a very crude illustration of what the Gray would look like out of body. The time you saw him walking up walking up the stairs in the Mines of Fandelver toward the shrine where you ran into your first Materia. They look very similar, but not the same. Is this what you're looking for?
This looks familiar, but I couldn't tell you if this was the exact thing, but this looks like the creature that we saw. Twice now we've come across this thing. Unfortunately, it's taken over Candy's father.
Yeah. So this book is actually not so much about, current and previous civilizations of Callisto. This is about civilizations past that we know nothing about, that were just wiped off of the face of the planet, but those remnants are still here, and we don't know exactly what this thing is. And the records here show that it's a very rare occurrence to even run into one of these things. You've mentioned you ran into it twice?
Twice now, and I don't think that's fate.
Interesting. I'm looking through here. This stuff is pretty scrawled out. It's going to take a while to kind of reconstruct these pages. A lot of the stuff is just gone. It's just so old, it's faded.
Have you... Well, first of all, can I take this for my own study?
Yeah, sure. He hands you this really old, dusty book. On the front cover is a symbol, and the symbol has two diagonal pillars going upwards, facing toward the sky, and they're going diagonal inward toward each other, and up at the top is a sun depicted there. But that is all you see on the book. There are no really words or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know where we exactly got that book. I mean, my dad just collects shit. Yeah, honestly, if we didn't have a palace the size of a palace, he'd be a hoarder, and it'd be pretty bad. But, yeah.
Your father loves you, I can tell.
I know he does. I know he's just really overprotective parent or whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, I know he loves me. So yeah, here you can have it. I don't really have any use for it, and I know my father doesn't. So
thank you. And let me ask you, do you know anything? Have you ever heard the name Ahiz?
Ahiz? He's a do another roll here. Not really. I mean, the name rings a bell, but I don't know. Why? What is Ahiz to you?
It's nothing. It's the name of we saw it on a wall in Tejas, and it intrigued me. It had something to do with the goddess that was related to the water materia. I was simply wondering if it might be connected to her. That's all.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, if it had something to do with the goddess, then I guess take a look at our, gods and goddesses section of books. Do you know where it is?
Do you have anything? And this is related to the deep or the gray. Something of the infernal nature, by any chance?
Infernal? What, like a book of
ghosts
like
or
infernal
ghouls
recordings,
or demons or devils? I mean, those things really don't exist, but
what,
sometimes
like a monster
we can...
manual?
Sure, yeah.
I guess. He leads you a couple rows away and grabs a monster manual off of the shelf. And
The monster manual.
It's the monster manual. And it is big. It is a thick-ass book. And he sets it down on this giant pedestal so that it can hold the book, so he doesn't have to hold the book while he opens it, and says, whew, well, here you go. I mean, you can look for any kind of monster in that book, I guess. Again, it is pretty old, and the drawings and writings are kind of faded, so, good luck.
Well, thank you very much, kid. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that it?
I think so, and I promise I won't break any more chairs.
Seriously, don't. I'm gonna tell Candyman that he's paying for that fucking chair.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Even though we can
Good for
totally
him.
afford it. And he gives you some finger guns. And says, I'm just gonna be downstairs working on some stuff, so if you need anything, just let me know.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And he walks off. What do you do?
I'm gonna wait and see if he's actually gone. I'm gonna look over at the big book, and then I'm gonna pull out the small book, the really, really old one, and then I'm gonna go, sorry, kid, I didn't exactly want you to see this next part. And then I'm gonna pull out one of my daggers. I'm gonna open up the old book, the small book, onto the floor, pull out one of my daggers, run it across my hand to bleed a little bit, and then draw a circle around the book, and then I'm gonna try to commune with the fiend to see if he knows anything about or can help decipher this book in any kind of way.
The flavor. Okay, yeah. Cool. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
That's a 23.
With a 23, you hear being summoned up in your head after feeling this blood sacrifice come to fruition. You hear him say,
"What can I do for you?"
Do you know anything about the Grey?
The Grey. Well, with a 23, you're gonna figure out quite a bit about the Grey.
Hold on one second. Let me roll to see actually how much he knows. Holy shit. Yeah, okay. So he's thinks for a second, and you can feel him thinking, because he is a part of you. And he goes,
The Grey have been a set of beings from generation to generation that signify the end of times. Now, whether they are a part of those end of times or have anything to do with the end of times, I am unsure. However, that is the only time that they appear through any timeline, be it your own or even a previous timeline. Generation upon generation.
Okay, and I'm thinking of Jargal, and I'm thinking of the Materia while he's saying this, and then I'm gonna be like, hey, is there anything you can do to help clear up this book? Is there any more info that we can discern from it? And I guess I put my bleeding hand onto the book itself to see if that ritual helps in any way.
You put your hand on the book, and he goes,
I don't know the mending spell myself, however. I could take a crack at it.
I'm gonna make him... Ooh. So your blood on the pages starts to, like, move and dimorph into letters on the page. However, they are incomplete letters and sentences and words, and your blood only manages to give you bits and pieces, but nothing really legible. It is still kind of, old and doesn't really give you what you're looking for.
Okay. All right. And is that... will those incomplete letters stay when I close the book, or is this just like a one?
I will say they will stay. I will say that the blood dries so that it does form
super quick
letters and things. Yeah. So I will say that they will stay there if you want.
Okay. All right. And then, okay, so I'm gonna put that away, and then I'm gonna get and then I'm gonna communicate to Ahiz again. I'm going to take my dagger out, and then I'm going to draw a second line across my palm. And I'm not going to put it down onto the big book yet. I'm going to go, all right, I can either learn about you myself, or you can tell me.
I mean, you didn't have to do all that, I guess. You didn't have to cut your hand.
It's just for the flavor, all right?
I don't think you're ready yet to know who I am. We're not there yet, I guess, so to speak.
Well, what more do you want from me? You've already taken enough.
I've taken your vessel. You are using my power to fulfill your needs. I feel like that's a fairly even trade, don't you?
Yes. But what if I want
more?
Well
then, keep using my power to your ends, and maybe eventually we'll get to that place.
Fine. And then I think I shoot the big monster manual with an Eldritch Blast, and I think I just blow it apart. Just like a petty action to spite.
Kit comes upstairs. You hear him running up the stairs toward you, and you you see Kit run around the corner and go, "Dude, what the hell? What happened?"
It's nothing. I'm sorry.
What is
Candyman
going
will pay
on?
for that too.
Okay, great. That's great and all. I mean, I guess we could get a new updated monster manual, I suppose. But like, what? Why are you shooting books and throwing books and chairs and shit? What?
I don't want to talk about this. And then I think I just push past him and leave.
Okay, bye. And you walk down the stairs out of the library. And you have gained a little more knowledge than you had before, but not much.
Not much.
So you probably feel pretty empty inside.
I think I'm still really frustrated. I think I'm just wandering. I think if I see a servant, I'm just gonna like yell at them. I'm like, wine, where is it?
So you're walking back to your room and you notice a couple just random servants walking around and, going about their business, doing their thing. And you yell this at one of the servants that had just happened to pass by. And he goes, the kitchen. I can bring you some.
Sure. And I just push past him.
So is that a yes or no?
Shut up.
Okay. I'll bring you some to your room. And he runs off. Just like fucking dips it off. What else do you do?
I think I'll go back to my room and I'll wait for the wine to get there. And then I want to see if there's a temple in this, and not the temple of Jergal. I want to see if there's like a temple of some good entity, or okay. If there's a temple of Bahamut, that would be awesome. But
give me an investigation check.
Yeah, that would be a that's a 7.
With a 7, this is a very large palace. You are walking around what seems like for an hour and a half or so, and you actually don't find any shrines to anybody within the castle. But you do get back to your room, and you notice that the wine is just sitting on a silver platter with a goblet outside of your door. And it's sat on the ground, and next to it is the servant you yelled at. Oh, I brought you the wine that you requested, but you weren't here, so I thought I would wait until you got back, and now you're here.
Stop talking.
Okay.
Temple, Bahamut, do you have one?
Nope.
Gah. And then I think I just pick up, and I go, as I'm about to go on, I go, any other good kind of deity?
We've got a shrine to hold on one second. We have the Shrine of Jergal, and Argental is, down in the floor.
Fine.
Okay.
I'll do him. And then I think I just push past him again. And I've grabbed the wine and then the glass as well. And then as I'm walking away, I call back. I'm like, and bring another one.
Okay. And then he runs off again.
I'm assuming that I know where to find this Argental.
I will say that without even rolling or anything like that, you go from servant to servant, mistreating them one by one, and eventually you find your way to the Shrine of Argental. As you walk in, it is just pure beams of light. The way that this temple has been set up is in the path of the sun, so that the sun shows light coming in through painted glass windows. It is a beautiful sight to behold. The god Argental sits at the head of the shrine all the way in the back as you enter. And I don't know if I've ever really given you guys a incredibly vivid description of what Argental looks like. I'm thinking that he looks kind of like Bodhisattva, like a lot of different arms and hands.
Yeah.
And he's in a praying pose and that sort of thing. And as you enter, it is just a statue attributed to him, made of marble stone. It looks beautiful. What do you do?
I think I enter in like this big huff, and then I think the moment I get in, I think I'm just kind of like caught back again. Definitely feel a little bit meek, and I'll go up to the front of the shrine by the statue. If there's a bench, I'll sit on that, and if not, then I'll just sit on the ground by the statue, and I'll just pour myself a glass of wine.
Okay. You pour yourself a glass of wine, and as you're pouring the wine in this shrine of Argental, you hear in your head,
A lot of people consider these types of gods, Argental, Ashera, and the like, to be the good guys, when sometimes they're not good for everybody.
Believe me, I know about that. But I don't want to talk to you unless you're willing to tell me something of value.
Very well.
And then he goes silent, and you don't hear anything. And time passes. You've managed to kill the bottle of wine, and you kind of start to nod off a little bit. It's kind of approaching nighttime now, and you go to sleep. And the vision you saw back in the Fey Maze of you looking at the mirrors and seeing yourself crawl up the stairs injured up to that box that you have no idea what that box is, and you opening it and everything going black just plays over and over and over again in your head. And then you are awoken by a voice that says, Sir, are you okay? I was standing outside your room for a few hours. I wanted to know if you were all right.
Shut up.
Okay. Is there anything else I can do for you?
What's your name?
My name is Grem, sir. I'm a servant here at the palace, and I've been here for a while. And if you need help with anything, just let me know. And it's Grem is this halfling, a rather large, stout halfling, that seems to be a very happy-go-lucky person about the castle.
You're big for a little guy, aren't you?
Well, I'm definitely above my height class for my people, sir. Thank you for noticing. Yeah, I won't lie. A lot of the females of my race think it's rather attractive, I would say.
Oh my god. Stop talking.
Okay, is there anything else I can do for you, sir?
Did you bring any more wine?
Absolutely, I did. And he pulls out from behind him a tray with another goblet and another bottle and says, "Sir, I just want to let you know, if you have any issues with, the drink, you can always come to me. Our castle help is always here."
Thank you, Grem. Do you want to sit down and have a glass of wine with me?
Oh, me, sir? Are you sure? I'm a servant.
I'm positive. Believe you me, I've spent the last 2 to 3 years of my life conversing with rats and criminals. You are a considerable upgrade.
Well, I can't say that I would ever turn down a gift. And he takes out another goblet, seemingly out of nowhere, and he sits down on the floor with you in front of this shrine, and you two share a goblet together. So you guys, you all leveled up, finally, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Level 6, absolutely. So we'll kind of go around and see what each of you took for your level up. Who wants to go first? Fuck it. You know what? Roll initiative. Roll initiative to see who will explain themselves first. 12. Okay.
7.
Jesus.
A 2 plus 2, so for 4.
Holy fucking shit. Eros, what did you get?
Nat 20.
Jesus, yeah,
Damn.
Eros, you are first. So, Eros, you leveled up to level 6. What did you do? How does that affect Eros?
I learned a new spell, because that's all I did
Sweet.
at a level 6. I learned Mind Thrust, which means I can
What?
thrust a lance of psychic disruption into the mind of one creature that I can see within range.
God damn.
So
You're
that's my new
Professor X.
spell. So
You're
I'm still
Professor
at 3rd
fucking
level,
X,
yeah, but that's about it.
That's dope. Let's see. Next in the order, we've got Allie, Flint. Flint, what did Flint do?
Okay, so first, I became a blessed healer, and this is something that happens at the 6th level. It basically means that the healing spell I cast on other people heals me as well, and I think I feel a little bit personally attacked because, as we know, I don't heal very often, but that must be something that happens a lot because this is what you get when you're a level 6. So you cast a spell of 1st level or higher that restores hit points to a creature other than yourself. You regain hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level.
Neat.
So, like, if I cast a 1st level healing word, I would get 3 hit points myself. I think that's how that works.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's awesome. And did you get any new spells with the level?
Yes. So, I got a new spell that I'm very excited about. It's called Spirit Guardians. And I call forth a spirit to protect us. They flit around me in a distance of 15 feet for the duration. If I'm good or neutral, the spectral form appears angelic or fey. I can choose. If I'm evil, then they're a fiend.
Well, we'll say that you can pick and choose what you want those those beings to look like as you summon them.
Okay, cool. So that's going to change from time to time. And when I cast this spell, I can designate any number of creatures I can see to be unaffected by it. An affected creature's speed is halved in the area, and when the creature enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed
Interesting.
save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage.
Holy shit.
And that's if you're good or
Jesus
neutral.
Christ.
If I'm evil, then it's 3d8 necrotic damage.
Oh my god.
On a successful save, the creature still takes half as much damage.
So basically, you're still OP as fuck, is what I'm understanding.
Basically.
Okay,
And I
cool.
I cast this and I protect myself. Then, I mean, if anybody's within 15 feet of me, I assume I protect them as well.
100%.
And I'm doing damage at the same time.
And you're invincible. Awesome. Sweet. Love it. Next to the order, Candyman. Candyman, your entire fucking class has changed, but you've also leveled
Basically.
up.
Boom, 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 boom.
And I can kind of also help explain the subtleties of your new
A little bit new.
gunslinger class. But what did you take? What did you do for level 6?
So level 6, basically what we did, I basically changed a little bit about who Candyman is.
Yeah.
Got his dad's guns. But I'm a dual wielder now. So now I can have 2 weapons on my hands at a time. And even if one is heavy or light, I can still wield a heavy weapon and a light weapon. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, yeah.
Same time if I want to.
Yeah, you took the feat dual wielder, so that is a part of it, yeah.
So I can do that. I got some more HP, which is great. So I got a little bit higher. But I have a lot more abilities now, so I got rid of the Sword of Rebound. But if I'm correct, I can still throw my gun.
Yeah.
You're going to come back to me for some reason. I still can do
I mean,
that.
you're not wrong, I guess.
If
but,
if I want, I can still do that. But so we're getting a little bit more country, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that dual wielder with my double pistols that I have. So my Rootin' Tootin' Rebounder.
Rootin' Tootin' Rebounders.
Rootin' Tootin' Rebounder, shooting it up and doing all I got. And I got some other special things. I got the Dead Eye shot special. I got some grip points I can do, which makes more sense for Candyman because all he has is grit.
Right. So you can do trick shots now, which in order to do the trick shots, you expend something called grit. And you have a certain amount of grit that you can use, and there are ways that you can regain grit after you use them, and so on and so forth, which we can also go more in depth about later on, so that you know what's going on there. But yeah, is there anything else?
No, I think I mostly got that.
Cool.
But we got a lot more shooting.
Absolutely.
Bing, bing, bam, bow.
Last in the order, Nezran. Nezran, you have leveled up to level 6. What did Nezran do for level 6?
I think that Nezran just got a little bit more proficient with his
Fiend
other
fingering?
things, with the Eldritch Blast and stuff like that. He didn't learn any other spells, which is totally cool. And he'll just Eldritch Blast till the day he dies.
Solid.
So,
I love it.
cheers.
I love it so much. But your HP went up a little bit at least, right?
A little bit, yeah. So, I was at 28, and now I'm at 33, so...
There you go. So you'll die a little less quickly. I love it.
A little less quickly.
But just a
Yeah,
little.
there we go.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So with that in mind, I will say after all of these one-on-ones that we just listened to, where you guys are describing what you do from time to time, you all receive a letter from Viscount Discounts Shop and Sundries, or Sundries and Wares, I should say, and you all receive it at the exact same time. It is slid under your door with magic vigor, and it says, "Shop now open. Feel free to attend as the first guests at Viscount Discounts, Sundries and Wares." And you all get together and decide to meet out front of the shop to go shopping. And you have some new gold in your pocket, so I have provided for each of you a list of specialty items that are in the shop that you can feel free to purchase, and you also have free reign to discuss with me what you would like from the basic table of the player's handbook, if you would like anything. So as you enter the shop, Viscount Discount is behind the desk in a robe. It doesn't look like he's wearing anything underneath, but you don't know. It's very It's not incredibly revealing, but you can see
Hey man,
some
you got
chest
pants
hair.
underneath there?
Oh, well, welcome. It's good to see all of you. I'll never tell. Welcome to my shop. Is there anything
No,
I
real
can...
quick. We're gonna find out real quick. Let me see that dick. No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
you want to
I'm
see-
just kidding. I'm just fucking with you,
wanna
buddy.
see
I
it
was
right
here
now?
buy some shit.
And he says, welcome to my shop. I'm so, ever so happy that you're all here. Can I interest you in any of my wares at all in the front room here? Or if you would much rather prefer, I can show you some of my specialty items in the back. And when he's referring to the back, he means the specialty items I have prepared for you on the sheet that I've given to each of you. So, you've had time to look at it and peruse it. What do you think, gang? What do you need? Let's do the same initiative order that we just did.
I think we
All
should
right.
roll initiative again for just to keep it
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah, sure. Fun. That sounds fun.
Wait, just a minute.
Oh, you
Is
you
there
like
is
being
there
second,
stuff in
or-
the so the sheet that you gave us, Aaron? That's in the back of the store.
Yes.
Is there
those
other stuff
are
up front?
those are what he calls specialty items. And actually, as you say that, he says, "Yes, I can show you the specialty items. I don't show that to many of my patrons, but being
Yeah,
at
but you showed the Candyman.
yeah,
You
seeing is
showed-
that you are the heroes of Tejas and some of my finest customers, I'm sure I would be more than happy to show you those items. So yeah, let's say yeah, go ahead and roll initiative again.
11.
Yes, baby.
Nat 20.
D20.
7.
And everyone
19.
remember your number.
Yep.
So Wesley, you
Never.
got a 20 again?
I got a dirty 20. I got an 18.
A dirty 20.
But
Okay.
I added my. Wait, do you want a straight 20 or a modified initiative?
Modified initiative.
So
that's
it's
fine.
dirty 20. Yeah.
Cool. So you are first again. What do you say?
So I
to
just
this
bust in
countess?
and I'm like, oh, move out of my way. I've got gold to spend.
Oh, sweetie, I'm so glad to hear about that. Please
Jesus.
tell me, what can I do for you? What can I give you?
Well, here's the rub.
Jesus.
Hold on, I gotta find how much gold I have.
What is,
there it is. Okay.
What is the rub?
Well, so I look at Viscount and I give some flirty eyes in hopes of maybe a little bit of a discount. Well, first, before we go in the back, I must inquire if you have any maybe medium armor at an affordable price.
Well, you can inquire all you want. What are you looking for specifically?
Something that will allow me to, be
a
nimble
hit.
and flexible still a little bit, but also helps my armor class because it's terrible.
So mages typically don't wear armor. I feel like the only way that you would get any armor is if you were to wear some sort of cloth or something that gave it like a special ability where it had plus AC or something like that. He checks in the back really quick. Let me see if he has anything in stock. Give me 1 second. If you'll follow me to the back, I have something in mind for just such an occasion
Oh,
for
good.
you.
I had my eye on something in the back.
Indeed. And then he leads you into the back room. There's kind of like one of those fucking bead curtains that you fucking parts through.
I just
and
go
walk to
through
the back.
them with my arms outstretched like a 4-year-old.
You walk in the back and you see weapons on the wall and on tables and in glass containers, but he goes to a clothing rack and pulls out a robe and he says, "This is some of my finest work. It's a set of glamorous studded robing," and he lets you hold it. And as you hold it, it looks like a very light robe, but it's a little heavier than you assumed it to be. And he says, while you're wearing this, it is quite well lined, and it can protect you in certain situations. But check this out. Alakazam. And it changes into a set of normal clothing. When you speak a command word, which you can set with the armor while you're here, if you purchase it, it causes the armor to appear as a normal set of clothing, or whatever sort of clothing that you want it to look like. It basically transforms to whatever's in your mind.
Now we're gonna have a naked fucking Eros. Good job.
Yeah, so basically you decide what it looks like, including color, style, accessory, but the robe will retain its like normal bulk and weight. The illusory appearance, the appearance will last until you use this property again and remove the robe, so to speak, you will also get a +1 bonus to AC while wearing the robe if you are to purchase it. He looks it over and he lets you try it on and shit. And
I've
it's
got
quite
the
nice.
Midas touch. I'm like dancing around in it.
And he says, now, a robe of this fortitude, I couldn't part with it for more than I would say, 700 gold pieces.
You know,
How much do you have, Arrows?
I have 1420.
We got paid. We got paid from the.
Wait, hold
From
on.
your
Arrows has
monarch.
1420?
You had more money at the beginning than I did. We all started off with different amounts of money.
Yes.
And
yes.
I was a pauper. I was an apprentice, so I had
Yep.
no money.
Same.
Yeah.
I had even less
Yeah.
than you did.
He
Arrows,
was
so
in
so.
debt with Chase Bank of
the
Ardania.
demons.
Oh.
The Chase
Of
Dania bank.
demon.
Yeah.
Chadania. So I look at Viscount and I go, I do quite love this robe, but I kind of like begin to take it off seductively.
Oh my.
And let's just be clear, Eros is not like Wesley. Eros actually has a body, cause like
Oh, sure.
so I'm kind of like I'm flashing the goods.
Absolutely.
And I'm
okay.
like, I did have my eye on that
releasing the pythons, yeah, for sure.
staff of the apprentice over there on the wall.
The staff of the apprentice.
Now, let me
you say?
ask. I
Hmm.
can already cast some of these spells. If I were, when it says, this is actually a question. When it says it's specialized in a school of magic and contains 2 first-level spell slots, does that mean that I can choose any of these specialty schools of magic and acquire
Yes,
those
you can,
spells?
darling. And he opens kind of a hanging wall chest to reveal staffs that are just like standing adjacent next to each other, almost column-like. And he says, I have one for every school of magic, whichever you'd prefer. Each one costs about 650 gold pieces.
Hold on, I gotta do math.
Yeah, for real.
This is D&D, Wesley. You don't fucking do that.
Oh, I have literally just enough.
Oh my. Which school of magic, staff of the apprentice, would you prefer?
And I lean into Viscount's ear and I just go, necromancy.
Oh shit,
My
that's fucking
favorite
badass, dude.
staff of the apprentice. And he grabs onto the staff. It's kind of further to the right of all of them, and affixed to the top of it is a small opal skull, almost. It's shaped a small opal skull attached to the top of it, affixed to it, and hands it to you and says, that will be 1,350 gold pieces, and you, darling, you're going to look stunning.
And
let me
then,
tell you.
and my last attempt to get any amount knocked off of the total, I just do like a bend and snap to get the rest of my clothes back on.
So you're trying to so you're trying to persuade him to give you
Yes.
a discount? Is that what I'm
Yes,
understanding?
I was gonna
Okay, go
ask
ahead
if you
and
just want me to give you a roll.
give me a performance check, because you're not really persuading him at this
Oh
point.
god.
You're mostly just using your body.
Yeah.
You need to know how good you are.
19.
Damn! That's a full-on body roll,
Holy
Beyonce
shit,
style.
yeah, for
Holy
You got a
shit.
poll up in here, Viscount discount?
Oh my, look at those guns. Listen, I don't normally do this, but for you, on the first day of opening, I guess I can give you 50 gold off. How does that sound?
Perfect. So 1,300?
1,300
Fucking
it is.
A, do you have that
I do,
much?
yes.
What?
Yeah,
really?
I do. I have 1420. So I fork over 1,300 and I kind of like, and like in a wizardy way, I like flash it out and give it to him.
Incredible. Oof, yes, I can't wait to put this in the till. Who's next? And actually, I have hired some help for the day. Viscount Discount claps his hands, and you see this kind of ragamuffin human come out of even further back into the shop, and he's got a broom in his hand, and you all recognize this human as he comes out with the broom and says, "Well, hey y'all, how's it going?" And you see homeless Daniel is in the shop, and he says, "Wow, I can't believe I get to see y'all again. I'm so happy to see you. I'm not homeless no more. Obviously, I got a job." So I can take care of. I can't thank you guys enough for,
I literally
rescuing me and my family back in
fireballs
Fandolin.
in both of my hands, and I go, "Homeless Daniel, you do not belong."
No, I got myself a job and everything. Who can I help? And Candyman, he looks at you because you're next on the order, and he says, "Oh, hey, if it isn't Candyman, hey, buddy, what are you looking at?
Man?
Are you looking at something specific?"
What's this new job you got?
"Oh, I'm here to tidy up and whatnot. I gotta, feed my family and whatnot. Sick of being homeless, and when you guys rescued us, I figured I'd get on my own 2 feet, find a job here in Ardania."
Hey, well, that's what the country's for. You need to
I just go, "Hey."
I get the feeling he don't like me too much.
Yeah, he's a little scary sometimes. He's been drinking a little too much prune juice. Anyway.
What can I do you for?
Well, there's something I'm interested in, but I'm interested in these proficiency gloves.
The gloves are proficiency? Well, heck, shoot, yeah, absolutely. What do you want to know?
Could you tell me? I want to know if they're going to help me with, because I got these new gun pistols here, and I want to know if there's going to be any extra, like the extra aim with them when I'm shooting at enemies or anything like that.
So the gloves.
How that all works?
I will tell you this. So you're looking at the gloves, the proficiency gloves, and whilst you wear them, the gloves, you can take on the proficiency of whatever you pick up. So that's more so with like tools and so on and so forth. Like if you were to pick up a weapon that you weren't proficient with, absolutely. You would be proficient with that weapon.
So they're not going to add on to like something with my guns or anything that I have now.
No, but you would roll with it as normal, and any proficiency like checks that I would make you make with said item, you would do that with your proficiency bonus, so to speak. So yeah, you technically could pick out those gloves, and they would benefit you in certain situations.
All right.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, buddy. I was curious. You know Candyman. You know what Candyman's about.
I mean, kind of not really, I get, but you know.
Well, I'm straight shooter, big shooter, like fight till I die. I'm going all force.
All right, I'm getting the trope. Yeah, I can see it happening. What's
you get
up?
the trope of it. You understand? Is there anything in anything that's not being shown? Any other special shit you can fly Candyman's way?
I mean, not really, not at the moment. What you see kind of here is what you get.
Oh, you're not gonna help me at all? Get the fuck out of here.
No, wait, hold on now. We're always adding new stock and whatnot. It's the first day of our opening, man. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Our 3 specials of the day, though, we've got this here, this deep pearl. Lets you apparently breathe underwater if you eat it.
I haven't thinking about that.
You got here what looks to be a normal
baths?
Yeah, look, you got a normal looking magnifying glass here. It's called a portable peephole. Lets you look through walls and whatnot.
What do you want? Yeah.
And then we got this here. This is our favorite possession, probably. This is called the Ring of the Mimic. And it lets you, it might not let you shoot fireballs or nothing, but it never fails to impress anybody. You can, once a day, use the ring to transform magically into an inanimate object within your range. It can only be, small and medium-sized objects and whatnot, but this will help you hide in a jiff. Those are our 3 specialty items of the day.
Right. And at the same time, Candy, you don't need to spend a goddamn cent. You don't need to spend nothing.
That's true,
right?
but
for what it's worth.
But I'd like to let my family eat tonight or whatever.
Oh,
so.
shut the fuck up.
All right.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, so the deep pearl is how much?
Oh, the deep pearl? Let me double check here. It's 500 gold pieces of pearl, sir.
500 gold pieces, and the proficiency gloves are also 500, right?
That is correct. Together,
I want to buy both them.
Oh, all right.
I want to buy both them motherfuckers.
Absolutely. You want that in a bag?
Yeah, I'll take it back.
All right, that'll be a surcharge of 1 gold for the bag for the plastic tax, and your total is 1,001 gold pieces.
Well, that's better. It's 7 gold pieces in places in the Feywild.
Yeah, we're not trying to jip nobody. All right, so you spend 1,001 gold pieces.
Well, almost Daniel, I might be on the street with you in a little
You
bit.
spent 1,000 gold.
Well, you can just call me Daniel now. Well, if you want to call me Homeless Daniel, I guess that's all right.
Nah, I'm just fooling.
Next, I believe, Scott, what did you roll for your initiative?
I think a 7.
A 7, and then Allie, what did you roll?
11.
11, okay. So Allie, the Viscount actually walks up to you and says, "Now I'm imagining some sort of armor or weapon, perhaps. What are you looking at, my dwarven friend?"
I toddle over to the tall man's shoes, which they're on a shelf that's so high that I can't see them at all. I just see the sign that says tall man's shoes, and I say, "How big are those shoes?"
Now, these enchanted stilts give you a bonus of 5 feet to your base speed. Do not detract from your dexterity at all. No. And also give you +1 to your intimidation. I mean, imagine somebody running up to you at full speed in stilts, am I right? But actually, as you put them on, and he goes to slip on the stilts, and he jumps directly on them, and the stilts sink into the shoes. And they appear to just be shoes, and the stilts have actually disappeared. It's almost as if you're walking around in normal shoes. It's quite nice, actually. Why? Did you want to appear taller?
I said, how tall are the stilts?
The stilts themselves actually disappear. You don't want to look like some sort of circus freak walking through the streets, do you?
Listen, I am a short man. I am fucking tired of having to climb on bar stools with both hands and feet like a fucking black bear. I would really like to be taller. I need stilts that make me taller. How tall are the stilts?
The stilts themselves, upon first viewing them, is another foot, perhaps. However, unfortunately, the stilts themselves will disappear into the shoes as soon as you put them on. That's just the way they're designed. I'm so sorry.
So they don't spring forth and give me 3 extra feet.
Well, why don't you put them on? And he lets you, try them on, and they seem to be a perfect fit. And as you stand up on these stilts, the stilts actually sink down into the shoes and your feet appear in the shoes. You do feel lighter. You feel as though you can move a little bit faster as well. But you will get that +5 feet to your base speed, so you will be able to move 30 feet, I believe.
That's it.
And you get +1 to your intimidation.
This is the most
And we don't have to carry you up the
thing.
stairs.
That's true.
This is the most disappointing thing I've seen in the store. I thought I wasn't gonna have to crawl on the fucking bar stool. It says tall man
Tell you
shoes.
what, give me a persuasion check.
Holy, okay. 14.
With a 14, the Viscount looks at you and says, "Well, I'm sorry, they're not what they appear to be for you, but I guess I could offer you a discount. If you're really interested in the shoes, I could part with them for, let's say, 400 gold.
400 gold for shoes that I don't fucking want because they don't do what I thought they did because of false advertising. Kiss my fucking ass."
The shoes disappear off your feet
Jesus.
almost instantly, and you are
Oh my
barefoot.
God.
And
Holy shit, Flynn! Holy shit!
You look up, and the shoes are back up on the shelf, and he says, "Well, I'm sorry, that's not the item you hoped it would be. I hope we can help you find something else to appease your interest. Is there anything else you are interested in, perhaps?"
No. I just wanted to be tall.
Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of spell work here. So is that all you wanted to look at? You just wanted to look at the tall man shoes, and you don't want them anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, awesome, good turn, solid
You
turn.
don't want them anymore?
Why would I want them? They don't make me taller.
Nezran.
Well, they do, but they also give you, like, fucking awesome stats. Why don't you buy them?
Because my dexterity is 0. Like, it's
Stop. You need these shoes.
Why?
Just buy them. Buy them. Because do you think Aaron is gonna, like, be like, oh, yeah, well, like, we'll just be fucking nice the next round that we go into? No. So, I think you should buy these shoes.
He's saying this as Nezran. Nezran is trying to convince you to buy these fucking shoes, Flint.
I don't want to buy them. I see no value in shoes that don't make me taller.
No, that's solid character work, man. That's solid fucking character work.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely.
I go over to the golden statue of a tree frog.
Oh, have you taken interest in the riveting idol?
A little.
Why is that?
Well, on the description, it says it animates at a chosen command word. Does that mean that it could be a friend?
Yes, you can decide to make it animate at any command word you give it, and it can also cast the prestidigitation spell at your request.
Yeah, that part I'm not interested in. Does it?
I cast prestidigitation just to be like, well, don't be a jerk about it.
Don't be a fucking asshole.
Does it? Can it move? Will it attune to me? Will we be friends? Is it like having a pet
Will
frog?
we be friends?
Yes, it will be just like that, exactly. Would you like to purchase it? Do you have experience with golden frogs?
I pull out the statue thing that you gave me a really long time ago.
A really long time ago.
And I go,
a really long time ago.
So I have this, and this is worth a lot of money. I don't remember. It was like gold and jade or something like that.
Oh my, what an interesting
a gold
item
skull
you have
and
there.
jade eyes.
This
Gold
is-
skull and jade eyes.
Yes, thank you. This is a nice gold frog, would you say?
It is very
The
much
problem is, it doesn't talk to me. It doesn't move. I can't pet it. I look weird if I pet it. It's basically just weight in my hands. But I like it, and I keep it because it's worth something, and I put it back in my pocket.
I would let you part with that for 60 gold pieces. I could give you 60 gold for that.
60 gold pieces. You tried to sell me shoes that were gonna quote-unquote make me taller, but then they don't make me taller. Go fuck yourself. No.
Allie, give me an insight check.
Please roll high.
God
please roll.
damn it. 10?
A 10. He it seems like he's just trying to help you out, and he says,
Okay.
70 gold pieces. I will buy it from you for 70 gold pieces then.
Why would I want to part with something that other people want?
I want it now, and I'm willing to give you 100 gold
Why?
pieces. 100 pieces.
Why?
Because I really like that piece. It's got an emerald in the back of it, and I do enjoy emeralds. 125.
Why?
Final offer.
Why?
Give me a persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
Jesus. He says, look, I'm going to level with you, all right? This riveting idol, that statue that you have there is an exemplary better version of the riveting idol. Not only can you animate that riveting idol, and it casts prestidigitation, but you can also know its location at all times.
Oh.
I would buy it from you for its real price of, let me think, 350 gold.
No, thank you. And I put it back in my pocket, and I walk away, and I start thinking of a name for my new pet that I didn't know I had.
Exactly. Perfect. Yeah, you've been holding on to that shit for so fucking long, but you never asked about it or anything. Cool. Sweet. So, is that all you want to do? That's your turn?
Yeah, I literally just wanted shoes to make me taller. That's it.
Gotcha. Cool. Next, Scott, Nezran, you see Daniel starts to walk toward you to ask what you want. And he goes, is there anything in particular you're looking for, Nezran?
The daggers!
Ah!
Give me the daggers!
Which daggers, buddy?
The glass daggers.
The glass?
And then I literally just shoot an Eldritch Blast at his feet, and I just go...
Nezran.
You shoot an Eldritch Blast at his feet, and the blast doesn't actually seem to come out of your hand. Like, you feel the energy welling up inside you, and it just kind of, like, dissipates before your very eyes. And the Viscount goes, "Oh, no, none of that in here. We have a strict anti-magic field." "No, I didn't do nothing." And he
be quiet.
He walks away with his broom, and the Viscount walks up to you and says, "I would ask you kindly not to mistreat my guests of business. That is my job. Now, what can I do for you, Nezran? What are you looking at?"
Do you have any sort of daggers with you?
Why, yes, we do. We have 2 sets of daggers here, actually. The first is a set of shadow glass daggers. And then, basically what those do is they do 1d4 of necrotic damage, and they are a bit tainted, and the daggers can pass through cloth and skin, leaving no visible wounds. So all the damage is kind of internal. Almost has like a kind of a ghost effect. And he says, I could part with these for 800 gold a piece, a dagger. Now, also over here we have some of my pride and joys, the songbird daggers, the wren and the nightingale. What these daggers do is you get a +1 to attack when using both daggers, and each of them gain +2 when they're together. Now, basically, if you have both of them and have attuned yourself to them, the wren and the nightingale always know where the other dagger is, and the wielder of these can teleport directly to the other dagger, which is super fucking cool. And
the wren and the nightingale.
Yeah.
What's the cost of those?
And the Viscount says, like I said, these are the pride and joy of my shop. I couldn't part with them for less than 4,000 gold apiece.
Ouch.
What you wrong with, Nezran? How much money you got,
Viscount.
Discount.
I am an Azamar. Is there anything that I could give to you personally for these daggers?
He talks to you in Infernal and says, "Unfortunately, you've already given away your soul, it seems, so..."
I fucking, like, swear his shit out in Infernal. I go like, "You fucking piece of shit!"
He just
Give you a
laughs.
discount now.
He gives a big chortle and says,
All right, can I?
Yeah.
I want to help Nezran here. I have something I want to see if I can give it away to help out, because I know Nezzy really well sees daggers.
"Mm-hmm.
I have a slippery cloak.
A slippery cloak, you say?
Yes.
Interesting." You hand it to the Viscount and the Viscount, and he says, he looks at it for a bit. He actually puts on like a monocle that seems to have some arcane runes surrounding it, and he's looking at this, and he says, "Oh, my dear, you've attuned yourself to this cloak. You are this cloak's owner. Magically speaking, if you were to unbind yourself from it, it would cause you great harm. You realize this, right?"
I do now. Never mind, Nezran. Sorry, brother.
So you can unbind yourself from that item, because you can only bind yourself to 3 particular, like, it'll say whether or not the item needs to be bound to, but you can attune yourself to 3 magical items at once. You are attuned to that cloak, Candyman. If you wanted to unattune yourself, it would require a ritual that takes a while. So we could talk about that on the side if you did want to unattune yourself to it.
No, I don't want to do that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I thought it was like I just trying to help out a little bit.
No, fuck
just
that
trying to give a little helping hand, but like, oh, no, nah, I'm good.
Then
Sorry,
the Viscount looks at you and says, "No, Nezran, I understand that you are very much after these daggers, but in the meantime, I suppose you could just purchase the shadow glass daggers."
Be quiet.
Ooh, nasty.
What will you do with 3 daggers and 1 set of leather armor?
Like, Like regular daggers? Like
Bitch,
regular
don't
daggers?
fucking laugh at me. This is fucking role playing, alright?
No, you are. I'm laughing about the because it's 3 regular daggers for 4 grand for the price of these gold price daggers.
You're not gonna like
It's like-
this. You're not gonna like what I'm finding. Hold on one second.
No, I'm probably not.
This is going well.
Okay, so he looks at all of this stuff with his monocle, and he says, "Well, these are pretty average items that I do sell here in my shop. I could give you 1 gold apiece for the daggers and 3 gold for the padded leather, I suppose."
That's not what I want at all.
Well, I mean, I guess if you wanted to keep these items, you could. Are you sure?
Well,
Why are these daggers so expensive, man?
in the devil's name, what do you want for the daggers?
It's pretty clear that I want gold, my good man.
Okay, I'm literally going to take one of my daggers and this may like fuck our total role-playing shit up. I'm gonna stab myself in the neck and I'm gonna go, "Hey, Ease, you better fucking pay this
What
shit
the
up."
fuck?
I stab myself.
You're not gonna stab yourself in the neck, Scott.
Why would you do that?
Scott, you roll. So how about this? Instead, give me a religion check to talk to your fucking fiend. Okay.
Patron. Oh shit.
So you,
That's a 15. That's a 15.
with a 15, you hear the fiend inside of you go,
I'm not really fluid on cash right now, my guy.
Nezran, here, I'll spot you the 30 gold so you can get your daggers.
No, let's split it.
I
Let's split it.
don't have any
That's like-
physical items that I carry with me.
I'll go
dagger
15.
into
Hold
my
on,
neck.
hold
I go
on.
like, ah!
Time out.
All right, Nezzy, look at me. Here's what we're gonna do. Eros and I are gonna spot you 30 gold for these fucking daggers, okay?
As they're talking, I just toddle over and give him a little sack of 50 gold and say, "Here, I didn't buy anything. Literally just take it."
okay, so Flint, you're getting all this gold from people. Which one do you take, Nezran?
Take Flint's.
I think I just kind of like, go like, I think honestly, Aaron, with our like past RP with Argental, I think I maybe take it from Flint.
Sure, awesome. So you take Flint, you get rid of 50 gold in your inventory, and now you have enough to buy the Shadowglass daggers.
Then I go, "Hey, I would like those 2 Shadowglass daggers, please. Give me those."
Absolutely, and he opens up a glass case, takes out the daggers, almost very, very obsidian-like, and he says, "Would you like those in a bag?"
No, and I just grab them and I just like
No.
Give it.
And
Cool.
then I bust out of the dressing room, and I was like, "I've done it. I've given it my command. And Aaron, I need you to roll me a d10."
Holy shit, I'm so fucking amped to roll this. That's a 7.
God bless both of you.
All right, so I go, "Dress me, Montgomery," and my robes transform.
In my mind, I picture you just like naming your garments Montgomery, and just like the fucking clothes just changed to whatever. Just describe how they look right now. How have you made them look?
So when I walked out, they're white originally, like in their everyday. So they're white and studded. So they're kind of like bedazzled and crazy. And then when I say "dress me, Montgomery," the robes like swirl into this sort of like skin tight, kind of like mesh looking, super gay, but also like imagine like chainmail but gayer.
Oh my god.
And it's white. Okay, imagine like Mithril, but it's a little more see-through.
Sure,
but I'm not like naked under it. It's just like
mesh mithril. Love it. Fucking
but
beautiful.
The command is "dress me, Montgomery."
I love that. I love that so much. All right, cool. So as you guys are kind of admiring the items you purchased, except for Flint, you hear the bell at the front door chime, and you see this servant from the palace come in, and actually the only one that recognizes this servant here is Nezran. Nezran, it's Grem, the servant you spent some time with. And Grem is very out of breath, and he's like, oh, all of you, God. A message from the queen. The
queen.
The king. A message from the king. You are all being summoned. Oh, to the chambers. Holy crap.
Enough.
Oh, I've run so far.
Enough.
Don't they
Take
give
us
you a
there.
horse?
Okay.
Like some water.
Or I'll skin you alive.
No, man, I'm a
despite
servant.
the wine we've shared.
Oh, God.
You have an urgent
Ugh.
message. They should really invest in
Nezran,
a
hey,
pony
real
or
quick.
something.
I know I'm mostly the aggressive dude. He's just giving us news, buddy. We don't got to skin him alive. We're good.
I
I give
literally,
them-
I throw a shadow glass dagger.
No,
No,
like,
you don't.
onto his heels, and I just shink.
Oh, shit.
And I go, you talk to me about this shit. You better not be fucking around.
I'm not. Nezran, chill. It's me, man. Oh, God. Whew. All right. And so you follow the servant all the way up the hill into the castle
fuck.
area, the
I
courtyard.
knew I should have got those fucking imposter stilts.
Yeah, sure. As you're leaving, the Viscount says, ta-ta for now. Go ahead and come back anytime you're back in Ardania. We'll have more and new exciting items every time you visit.
Viscount.
And, yes, darling. By the way, looking fabulous.
Thank you. I'll let you know if I need a hotel room and where that will be.
Absolutely.
And I just walk out and I
he-
lean over to Nezran and I'm like, he is horrible in bed. I have to do everything.
Yeah, that's what you told me, and I totally know that.
So
yeah.
I only do it because I get a good deal on these clothes.
And as you leave, Homeless Daniel, or who the artist formerly known as Homeless Daniel, comes out to you and says, "Bye, you guys. Again, thanks for saving me and my family. I'll be around if you guys ever need anything."
Just a minute, Daniel.
Yeah.
Come over here. I don't want to walk anymore.
All right, Flint. What you need?
I might go really close to both of you too. Yeah.
And I hand him a tuna fish sandwich.
I'm just gonna eavesdrop on you. That's okay.
Sorry, Allie. Flint.
Yeah, no, you don't. I'm gonna be right here real quick. I'm gonna stand over you and see how the fuck this plays
I
out.
hand
Flint.
him.
Hold on, everyone, shut up. Flint, what do you do?
I hand him a tuna fish sandwich and I say, it really bothered me that before I wasn't allowed to give you this. I have procured my famous tuna fish sandwich, and these are my most prized possession, and I want you to have one.
Wow, that's great. I didn't bring my lunch today. Thanks so much, Flint. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Say that
How
again.
many people are in your family?
Me? Well, there's me, my brother, my other brother, my sister, my wife, my
Okay,
two
stop.
kids.
I don't have that much. How
Oh,
many
okay.
people in your wife, and children family?
Oh, just me and my two kids and my wife.
Okay. I hand him 3 more sandwiches.
Oh, Flint, this is incredible. Flint, you know what? Hold on real quick right here. And he runs back into the shop. You hear some squabbling between the Viscount and and Homeless Daniel. And he comes back out and he says, "Listen, I know you guys are going on some pretty dangerous journeys and whatnot, but I wanted to give you this." And he gives you 2 potions of healing.
Oh, well, thank you.
Absolutely. You guys come back anytime, okay?
We will.
And
All right.
And the servant says, "Listen, we gotta, holy shit, I'm so out of breath. We gotta get going." And you guys head up to the castle. You head up the hill into the courtyard and then into the throne room, where
How far away am I from Homeless Daniel at this point?
very
Far enough.
We are segueing to a new part.
out of knife distance.
Way of my fribbles.
So you walk into the throne room and you see How talking to the king, Jacob Mormont III. And
Jacob, excuse me, can you say that name again?
No, Jacob
Mormont III.
Jacob Mormont?
Jacob
Jacob
Mormont.
Mormont.
And you see them talking to each other, but you also see Gundren Rockseeker standing there next to Hal.
We're dead, I think.
And
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
they all turn around, and Hal looks at each of you and smiles and says, "We found the next one. You are all off to Yigong." And that's where we're going to end our session. Yigong. So if you look at the map
Yigong.
of Callisto at www.thatbigddenergy.com and scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will see Yigong is a very large country across the sea that you will be crossing to get there.
Jesus.
And we will start the Yigong saga, at which point we are also going to have a special guest for the saga. Miles Phillips will be joining us. Miles Phillips is an actor out of New York who has graciously decided to join our podcast. Guys, go ahead and check out our podcast.
And let's say the most important thing about Miles. What's his biggest thing?
I don't know, what is his biggest thing?
He's my
our
best friend.
Oh, right, yeah, he's our friend or
Stuff
whatever.
like that.
I thought I was your best friend.
No, don't skate by. He's my
No, Miles is a
best
very good
friend.
friend of all of us, and we love him and
Just
appreciate him coming to play this awesome fucking game with us. Guys, go ahead and check out the podcast at www.thatbigddenergy.com. You can check it out from any of your podcast platforms as well, or any of your social media platforms. Let's see what the players have to plug. Wesley, let's start with you. What do you have to plug?
Well, I'm gonna plug We're Getting a Dog. That's in its 3rd season. Good Food for Bad Friends episode's coming out. And now we have a new season it's a new show called Coffee's On. And that's me and Richard Eislawful. And we do a history of coffee. We try a different coffee every episode, get the flavor profiles. It's usually from like small local roasteries and stuff around Chicago. We just recorded our first episode, so it won't be out for maybe another 3 weeks, month-ish, but it is now in recording, so that's exciting.
Well, as a coffee fiend, I will definitely be looking out for that.
I was going to say Dark Matter is one of our coffees to try, and I know you like Dark Matter coffee.
I love Dark Matter.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Dustin, do you have anything to plug?
Drinks on Dusty, where I drink with some of my favorite people in the world and people that I know or random people I don't know, and drink and talk with them. Drinks on Dusty is always out. And then this podcast, obviously, because
no, don't steal Scott's thunder like that. Don't you dare steal Scott's only thing that he can do.
Okay,
Scott, what do you have to plug?
But you follow Drinks on Dusty. Follow me. Listen to me drink. Aaron's episode. Aaron, it's one of my guests. Will be
when am I
out
coming out
in a couple months. Who fucking knows what I'm doing? But yeah,
Scott, what do you have to plug? I know Dustin kind of might have stole a little bit of your thunder there. But
no, it's not. It's not nothing I have to plug. Everyone else in this podcast. That's what I have to plug. And
you can plug me anytime.
Jesus.
No, I really do appreciate it. It really is an important thing for us to say, hey, this is what we're doing on the outside of this podcast, and I love you all. So that's what I'm plugging.
Aw, Scott. Cool.
Boner kill.
Last in the order. Allie.
Scott was also in a podcast called Camp Slasher that just recently released that you should go check him out on.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you want to watch that, if you're even interested in Jason X, watch that.
They cover all horror films, and you should check the whole podcast out. I've been on it.
Our future guest Miles has been on it, I think.
They're coming after all of us, I think.
I have not been asked to be
within
on
the
it.
week. Jesus. Allie, do you have anything to plug?
Well, I guess I can plug that we have a TikTok now, and it's
and it's
real
actually
funny,
really
and,
funny.
like,
shit,
it's-
like for real.
Yeah, Aaron kills it on the TikTok,
and
bro.
so we
Kills
got
it.
we got the TikTok, we got the Instagram, we got the Facebook, we got the website. We're ready to go. Also, I think I want to pluck tacos.
Oh yeah.
Solid.
Yes.
I
Want
okay,
to
hold
plus
on.
tacos?
I
F-
changed.
filled with
yes.
what?
Mole sauce.
Ooh, solid.
And nachos. And I want to say, if you are a restaurant that serves mole, you should also serve nachos. And it makes me very sad when a restaurant does not serve mole nachos.
Yeah, no, I love it when we talk about completely random shit.
This has been
Yeah,
good
D&D.
food for big D&D energy.
Jesus Christ. Cool.
Follow us for eggplant
Was
cooking
for
chips.
Eggplant
Oh, I
cooking
love it.
chips.
Oh, we should do that, Aaron. You should do a whole series on the talk of like eggplant recipes.
The whole next part of the saga is actually you guys fighting against a giant evil eggplant.
Actually,
monster.
we
Oh,
should
I'm gonna
we
suck
should
that
release a
fucker
peacock
dry.
recipe first.
Holy shit.
I'm so
Jesus,
sorry.
dude.
This podcast is brought to you by the Arcadia Podcast Network. Check us out at thatbigddenergy.com or any of your social media platforms.